In the shadows of the unknown, where the line between the extraordinary and the perilous blurs, lies the tale of SCP-1730, known hauntingly as What Happened to Site-13. A narrative woven into the fabric of the SCP Foundation's perplexing universe, it stands as a chilling testament to humanity's relentless pursuit of knowledge and power. But what lurks beneath this pursuit? What happens when the thirst for control over the inexplicable leads to catastrophic consequences? Today, we delve into a story that not only captivates the imagination with its interdimensional complexities, but also serves as a stark reminder of the perils of hubris. Through the corridors of Site-13, we witness a relentless battle against the unknown, where the SCP Foundation's ambition to contain and understand the uncontainable unfolds into a harrowing saga. It's a tale that forces us to confront the darkest aspects of our quest for supremacy over the natural and supernatural world. Join us as we explore the intricate narrative of SCP-1730, unraveling the layers of mystery and horror, and uncovering a profound truth. In our unwavering belief in our own omnipotence, we often forget the most fundamental lesson of all, that with great power comes the inevitable reckoning of hubris. SCP-1730 itself is an expansive and intricate complex of structures, bearing distinct markers that unmistakably identify it as what was known as Site-13 of the SCP Foundation. This revelation, however, is shrouded in a layer of mystery when juxtaposed with official Foundation records. These records intriguingly indicate that while Site-13 was initially slated for construction, the plans for its development were ultimately abandoned. This discrepancy between the physical existence of SCP-1730 and the documented history of Site-13 creates an intriguing paradox, suggesting a deeper, possibly clandestine narrative behind the origins and true nature of this enigmatic site within the SCP Foundation's lore. The original plans for Site-13 indicated that it was to be constructed in Alaska, a detail that aligns with the origins of SCP-1730. However, this alignment only deepens the mystery, as SCP-1730 is not found in the remote, icy expanses of Alaska, but rather in an entirely different and unexpected location: Texas. This geographical discrepancy adds an intriguing layer of complexity to the narrative of SCP-1730, raising questions about how and why this site ended up so far from its intended location. Upon exploration, it becomes evident that SCP-1730 has been long forsaken, with its structures languishing in a state of severe disrepair. The decay is pervasive, and the site bears the scars of neglect and the ravages of time. Adding to the site's perilous state are numerous fuel leaks and ongoing fires, a dire consequence of its power generator, which, despite being significantly damaged, continues to operate. This ongoing operation amidst damage lends a sense of eerie persistence to the facility, a ghostly echo of its former purpose, now lost in the shadows of abandonment and decay. Despite the apparent desolation and hazardous conditions of SCP-1730, there are indications that human survivors may still linger within the lower recesses of the facility. This belief is spurred by enigmatic messages discovered scrawled on the walls throughout the site. These messages, consisting of ominous words like danger and bleed, along with the haunting phrase, "What happened to Site-13?" suggest a hidden narrative of survival and unseen horrors lurking in the depths of the complex. Acknowledging the remote location of SCP-1730, the SCP Foundation initially implemented a straightforward containment procedure aimed at securing the site with minimal intervention. However, the tantalizing clues and the possibility of survivors in the labyrinthine lower levels eventually compelled the Foundation to take more decisive action. Consequently, they resolved to dispatch specialized teams to conduct a thorough exploration of SCP-1730. This decision marks a shift from passive containment to active investigation, as the Foundation seeks to unravel the mysteries enshrouded within the dilapidated walls of this perilous site. The initial breakthrough in understanding the enigma of SCP-1730 comes from an unsettling recovered log belonging to a recovery team associated with Site-13. This team, dispatched on a high-risk mission, was tasked with the retrieval and recontainment of a particularly elusive anomaly. The log provides a harrowing account of the incident, detailing a chilling encounter where the anomaly invaded the personal boundaries of safety and control in the most disturbing manner. According to the log, the anomaly exhibited terrifying capabilities, including the ability to infiltrate one of the team members in a grotesquely intimate way. The narrative describes the anomaly entering the mouth of a team member, a scene that rapidly escalates into a nightmarish spectacle. Following this intrusion, the team member suffers a horrific fate, with blood beginning to seep from every possible orifice, painting a vivid and distressing picture of the danger and unpredictability inherent in dealing with such anomalies. This log entry not only sheds light on the perilous nature of the operations at Site-13, but also underscores the unpredictable and often gruesome challenges faced by those tasked with containing these extraordinary threats. In the unnerving aftermath of the initial incident detailed in the recovered log from Site-13, the situation rapidly escalates into a more grotesque and harrowing scene. The log describes two anomalies emerging from the body of the afflicted team member, each exhibiting disturbing behaviors. One of these anomalies displays a macabre thirst, absorbing all the spilled blood with a chilling efficiency, while the other anomaly, in a grotesque twist, re-enters the lifeless body, grotesquely reanimating it. Faced with the horror of their reanimated comrade, the remaining members of the team are forced into a grim decision. With heavy hearts and a sense of impending doom, they take down the one who was once their ally, now a puppet to the otherworldly force that had taken hold. The author of the log, deeply affected by the events, conveys a sense of impending inevitability. They cryptically hint at something dire, a portion of their message ominously expunged from the record, leaving a haunting void in the narrative. The log concludes with a foreboding admission that time is running out, and that the onset of an unspecified yet evidently dreadful event is inevitable. This chilling account serves not only as a testament to the dangers faced by those working within the SCP Foundation, but also as a window into the psychological toll taken on individuals confronting the unfathomable. In a foreboding conclusion to the log from Site-13, there is a mention of the activation of an ominous device referred to as the Thresher. This cryptic reference sets the stage for later revelations, hinting at deeper and more complex layers to the story that are yet to be uncovered. Following this, the narrative shifts to an automated message, providing a diagnostic snapshot of the status of Site-13's various systems. This message, recorded just minutes before a significant electrical disturbance and a subsequent explosion in the power relay, offers a stark glimpse into the dire state of the facility at that critical moment. The report reveals that almost every system within the site is either offline or severely compromised. This includes the critical Keter-class containment systems, indicating a catastrophic failure in securing some of the most dangerous anomalies known to the SCP Foundation. This automated message serves as a chilling indicator of the scale of the disaster unfolding within Site-13. The timing of the message, in conjunction with the recorded disturbances, paints a picture of a facility teetering on the brink of total systemic collapse. It underscores the severity of the situation, highlighting the immense risks and challenges inherent in maintaining and operating a site housing such formidable and unpredictable entities. The information sets a grim tone for the unfolding events, foreshadowing the gravity of the situation that the Foundation must contend with in the wake of this calamity. The alarming situation at Site-13 further escalates with the revelation that not only are the Keter-class containment systems compromised, but also the Euclid-class containment systems, along with the reactor, are in a state of critical distress. This information underscores the precarious and volatile nature of the conditions within the site, indicating a scenario where the containment of numerous dangerous anomalies is on the verge of failure, and the facility's core systems are teetering on the edge of a catastrophic breakdown. Transitioning from this dire backdrop, the narrative shifts to the present, focusing on the first-hand account of the first exploration team dispatched by the SCP Foundation to delve into the depths of Site-13. This team, designated as the D-12 Mobile Task Force, and colloquially known as the Mudslingers, comprises 6 members, including a captain. Their mission is to navigate the treacherous and unknown terrain of the compromised site, a task fraught with uncertainty and danger. The exploration log transcript for this team provides a crucial, ground-level perspective of the situation inside Site-13. It offers valuable insights into the challenges and anomalies encountered by the team as they venture into the heart of the facility. Their journey promises to shed light on the mysterious events that have transpired at the site, revealing the truths hidden within its decaying walls and the dark secrets that have led to its current state of chaos and peril. Upon their arrival at Site-13, the D-12 Mobile Task Force, known as the Mudslingers, encounter an unexpectedly accessible entry point. The front doors of the facility are unlocked, a detail that adds an eerie sense of foreboding to their mission. As they step inside, they are enveloped by darkness, compelling them to switch on their lights to navigate the shadowy interior. This immediate plunge into darkness sets a tone of suspense and uncertainty for their exploration. In the dim light of their equipment, the team quickly discovers that the walls of the facility are not mere silent witnesses to the events within. They are inscribed with messages, each one adding to the unsettling atmosphere. Among these cryptic writings, one phrase stands out with a chilling warning: "Don't look at the walls." This ominous caution adds a layer of psychological unease, hinting at unseen dangers lurking in the very fabric of the facility. In their cautious progress through the site, the team encounters a service elevator that, surprisingly, remains powered amidst the widespread system failures. Seizing this opportunity, they decide to descend into the depths of Site-13, specifically targeting the third basement level. This descent not only represents a physical journey deeper into the facility, but also symbolizes the team's venture into the increasingly mysterious and perilous layers of Site-13's history and anomalies. The functioning elevator, in the midst of such disarray and decay, further heightens the sense of abnormality and suspense as the team delves further into the heart of the unknown. Upon reaching the third basement level, the D-12 Mobile Task Force decides to divide their resources for a more efficient search of the area. As they navigate through the floor, they are confronted with a scene of neglect and decay. The rooms they encounter are in a state of extreme filth, blanketed in a mysterious, metallic-smelling sludge that adds a visceral sense of horror to their surroundings. This sludge, with its unnerving odor and pervasive presence, suggests a level of contamination and anomaly that is deeply unsettling. Their exploration leads them to a curious sight, a makeshift barricade positioned next to a door. This rudimentary defense mechanism hints at past attempts by unknown individuals to seek refuge or perhaps to contain something within. The discovery of the barricade adds a layer of intrigue and suggests a backstory of desperation and struggle within the walls of Site-13. The team's grim discoveries continue as they come across several bodies, each disturbingly half-submerged in the sludge. The scene takes a horrifying turn when a snake-like creature suddenly emerges from the mouth of one of the bodies. Reacting swiftly, the team eliminates the creature, only to make a macabre discovery. The bodies from which these creatures emerge are hollow. This revelation not only speaks to the grotesque nature of the anomalies they face, but also paints a haunting picture of the horrors that have transpired within Site-13. The team's findings on this level serve as a stark reminder of the dangerous and unpredictable nature of their mission as they delve deeper into the secrets and terrors hidden within the facility. The team, after their unsettling discoveries, reaches a consensus to regroup and head back to the elevator. However, as they attempt to retrace their steps, they are met with an alarming realization. The layout of the floor has inexplicably altered. This disorienting change presents them with two unnerving possibilities. Either their perceptions are being manipulated into hallucinations, or the building itself is undergoing physical alterations, reshaping its structure in real time. Both scenarios suggest a level of anomaly far beyond their expectations, adding a layer of psychological terror to the already daunting physical challenges. Determined to navigate this shifting labyrinth, The team proceeds down a hallway that defies the established logic of the building's schematics. The corridor stretches far longer than it should, according to the building plans they have, suggesting a distortion of space that is both baffling and ominous. In their quest for a way out, the team makes the decision to force entry into an office, breaking down the door in a moment of urgency. This action, driven by both necessity and a growing sense of desperation, leads them into new, unexplored territory within Site-13. The decision to enter the office marks another step into the unknown as the team confronts the increasingly perplexing and dangerous environment of the facility, where the rules of reality seem to be rewritten at every turn. Inside the office, the team stumbles upon a scene that is as bizarre as it is horrifying. They encounter a human figure, devoid of any clothing, with an eerie and unnatural phenomenon occurring. Flames appear to be emanating from the individual's ears. This surreal and disturbing sight challenges the boundaries of their understanding of the anomalies within Site-13. As they process this unsettling discovery, the situation rapidly escalates. A blinding white light floods the room, accompanied by the unnerving sound of what seems like meat being seared, creating a sensory overload. At the same time, the team's microphones transmit nothing but static back to Site Command, adding a layer of auditory chaos to the already disorienting visual spectacle. This breakdown in communication lasts for over a minute, leaving Site Command in a state of anxious uncertainty about the team's fate. The tense silence is abruptly broken by a series of chilling sounds that are transmitted through the static. First, there's the unmistakable noise of something slithering, followed by a sudden cry, and then the distressing sound of choking. These audio cues paint a vivid and alarming picture of the events unfolding in the office, suggesting a struggle against unseen, possibly otherworldly forces. This episode further accentuates the perilous and unpredictable nature of the mission as the team confronts threats that defy explanation and challenge their very survival. The situation for the team in Site-13 intensifies as an array of bizarre and unidentifiable sounds continue to emanate from their microphones, further complicating the already chaotic and distressing scene. This auditory chaos only adds to the sense of disarray and panic at Site Command, as they struggle to comprehend the nature of the threats the team is facing. Amidst this turmoil, contact is finally re-established with the two team members who had earlier separated from the group. They report their position near the elevator, having initially believed that their radios had malfunctioned due to the prolonged silence. However, a startling and inexplicable shift occurs. The camera feeds from these two team members suddenly display them in an entirely different location, a room not previously encountered. The visual feed reveals a surreal and disturbing image. One of the team members is suspended upside down, and both are facing each other. Adding to the eerie and unsettling nature of the scene, their skin has turned stark white, a drastic and unexplainable transformation. This bizarre and frightening visual dislocation, the abrupt change in their environment and their altered appearances, heightens the sense of otherworldly horror and mystery that permeates the exploration of Site-13. It underscores the unpredictable and often incomprehensible nature of the anomalies within the facility, challenging the team's understanding of reality and pushing the boundaries of their psychological endurance. In a harrowing continuation of the scene, the two team members are shown with blood streaming from their mouths, nostrils, and eyes, gruesomely coating their faces in a macabre display. This ghastly visual is compounded by the ominous presence of a large, indistinct object moving sinisterly in the background, its form barely discernible, yet unmistakably menacing. Accompanying this visual terror is the unsettling sound of slithering, emanating from multiple directions, creating a cacophony of dread that seems to engulf the space around the team members. This auditory element adds a layer of palpable tension and fear to the already distressing visual tableau. In a final chilling moment, one of the team members slowly opens their eyes. It is at this instant that both the video and audio feeds abruptly cut out, leaving an eerie silence and a haunting image as the last communication received from the mudslingers. This sudden loss of contact marks a disturbing conclusion to their mission, leaving their fate shrouded in mystery and horror. The unsettling end of this transmission signals not only a tragic loss for the SCP Foundation, but also a profound moment of realization about the unfathomable dangers lurking within Site-13, reinforcing the perilous nature of their endeavors in containing and understanding such incomprehensible anomalies. The harrowing experiences of the initial exploration team made it evident that delving into the main structure of Site-13 would be fraught with extreme peril. In light of this, the SCP Foundation opted for a cautious approach, postponing a full-scale second exploration until they could better prepare for the daunting challenges ahead. In the interim, a decision was made to conduct a more focused reconnaissance mission to assess the condition of the power station, a critical component of the facility. For this task, Mobile Task Force Y-24, codenamed Gulliver's Travelers, was chosen. This specialized three-man team embarked on the mission, bringing with them a blend of expertise and caution. Upon entering the power station, they were immediately confronted with an unexpected obstacle. The first set of doors inside the station were securely locked and revealed to be bulletproof. This discovery underscored the stringent security measures in place within the facility, suggesting a level of protection beyond ordinary protocols. The fortified nature of these doors raised questions about what lay beyond them and why such extreme defensive measures were deemed necessary. The encounter with the locked and bulletproof doors served as an early indication to MTF Y-24 that their mission would be far from straightforward, hinting at the complex and potentially hazardous conditions they would face in their endeavor to unravel the mysteries of Site-13's power station. In response to the challenge posed by the locked and bulletproof doors, Site Command opted for a strategic approach, avoiding the use of explosives due to the risk of causing structural collapse. Recognizing the need for a more nuanced solution, they embarked on a search for someone who might possess the clearance code necessary to unlock the door. This task was complicated by the peculiar nature of Site-13's existence. According to official records, this facility was never actually constructed in the current reality. However, in a turn of events that blends the enigmatic with the fortuitous, a breakthrough occurs. The clearance code belonging to Director Jameson, which would have been applicable during the period when Site-13 was originally planned to be built, is discovered and tried. Remarkably, this code succeeds in granting access, allowing MTF Y-24 to enter the power station. This successful use of an ostensibly obsolete clearance code from a different temporal context adds a layer of intrigue to the already complex narrative of Site-13. It raises questions about the interplay between different realities and timelines, and how these might intersect within the SCP universe. This moment not only facilitates the progress of the mission, but also deepens the mystery surrounding the very existence and nature of Site-13, hinting at the intricate web of anomalies and paradoxes that the SCP Foundation grapples with in their efforts to secure, contain, and protect. Upon gaining entry to the power station, MTF Y-24 proceeds with a detailed examination of the facility's power cores, a crucial step in assessing the extent of the damage and the operational status of the site. To enhance their analysis and gain a more in-depth perspective, the team deploys a microdrone, a decision that allows for a more precise and comprehensive inspection of the cores. The microdrone's exploration reveals a dire situation. Out of the 12 power cores, 7 are found to be irreparably damaged, rendering a significant portion of the station's power generation capabilities defunct. This discovery highlights the severity of the situation and the challenges that lie ahead in restoring any semblance of functionality to the site. Further analysis by the microdrone indicates that 3 of the remaining power cores are operational but not performing at their full capacity. This underperformance suggests either residual damage or a compromise in their efficiency, adding another layer of complexity to the station's already precarious state. The drone's inspection also uncovers that 2 cores are still functioning properly, but with a critical caveat. One of these is currently in a state of superheating. This condition poses a significant risk, as it could lead to overheating and potential catastrophic failure, threatening the stability of the entire power station. This detailed assessment by MTF-Y24, aided by the microdrone, paints a comprehensive picture of the power station's compromised state. It underscores the urgent need for repairs and stabilization efforts, while also highlighting the inherent risks and dangers involved in dealing with the aftermath of the events that have transpired at Site-13. The already precarious situation for MTF-Y24 intensifies as their audio feed abruptly ceases, plunging Site Command into a state of heightened concern. This loss of audio communication is a critical setback, severing a vital link between the team and their command base, and it marks a significant escalation in the danger of the mission. For the next 15 minutes, Site Command is only able to receive sporadic and fragmented communications from the team. During these brief and intermittent transmissions, it becomes evident that MTF-Y24 is encountering an increasing number of deceased humans, each disturbingly coated in the same sludge encountered earlier. These grim discoveries suggest a widespread and catastrophic event within the facility, with the sludge possibly playing a role in the demise or preservation of these bodies. In a final, startling development before the total loss of communication, the team appears to come across a body that is markedly different from the rest. It seems to be alive. This unexpected encounter with a potentially living person amidst the widespread carnage adds a new dimension of urgency and complexity to the mission. The possibility of a survivor raises questions about what transpired at Site-13 and the nature of the anomalies within. However, before any further investigation or interaction can occur, Site Command completely loses contact with MTF-Y24. This abrupt end to all communication signals a dire turn of events, leaving the fate of the team uncertain and adding to the growing list of unanswered questions and mysteries surrounding Site-13. The loss of contact underscores the perilous and unpredictable nature of the environment within the facility, highlighting the extreme challenges faced by those tasked with uncovering its secrets. Upon analyzing the samples of sludge retrieved by the microdrone, a disturbing composition is revealed. The substance is identified as a complex mixture of blood, remnants from the damaged power cores, and an unidentified biological matter. This concoction of human blood and mechanical residue intertwined with an unknown biological component paints a grim picture of the catastrophic events that have occurred within Site-13. The presence of such a compound suggests a fusion of organic and inorganic elements in a manner that defies conventional understanding, hinting at the complex and unnatural phenomena at play within the facility. In an unexpected development, 1 week after the loss of communication with MTF-Y24, their video feed suddenly and briefly reactivates, lasting for a mere 13 seconds. During this fleeting window of transmission, the feed reveals a scene that adds yet another layer of mystery to the unfolding narrative of Site-13. It shows a group of human figures, eerily standing and gazing down at a table. This cryptic visual, devoid of context and explanation, raises numerous questions about the activities and conditions within the site. The brief reappearance of the video feed and the strange tableau it captures serve to deepen the enigma surrounding Site-13. The presence of these figures, engaged in an unknown task or observation, suggests that there are more secrets and possibly active elements within the facility than previously understood. The fleeting glimpse provided by this brief reconnection adds to the tapestry of intrigue and horror that envelops Site-13, leaving those at Site Command and beyond to ponder the true nature of the events transpiring within its walls. Recognizing the need for further preparation before deploying another human exploration team, the SCP Foundation opts for a cautious and strategic approach. They decide to deploy an unmanned drone, a decision aimed at minimizing risk while continuing the investigation of Site-13, particularly its lower levels which remain shrouded in mystery. The drone is launched through the same entry point used by the initial exploration team, ensuring a consistent starting point for this new phase of reconnaissance. Its mission is clear: to delve deeper into the heart of the main complex, exploring areas that have yet to be scrutinized, and to gather as much information as possible without the inherent dangers posed to human operatives. Once inside, the drone navigates its way to the elevator, the same one previously used by the exploration teams. It begins its descent towards the lowest basement floor of the facility, a journey that symbolizes a further penetration into the unknown depths of Site-13. This unmanned exploration represents a crucial step in unraveling the enigmas of the site, providing a safer means to probe the dark, hidden recesses of the complex, where untold secrets and dangers may lie in wait. The use of the drone underscores the SCP Foundation's commitment to methodically uncovering the truth behind Site-13, while adapting their tactics to the increasing perils they encounter. As the drone methodically descends through the levels of Site-13, it reaches the 7th basement floor when an unforeseen complication arises. A power failure abruptly halts the elevator. Demonstrating the adaptability of its design, the drone takes decisive action, prying the elevator doors open to continue its mission. Faced with the malfunctioning elevator, the drone switches to manual navigation, descending further into the depths of the facility. It reaches the 8th basement floor, which is identified as a Euclid containment wing. This designation indicates a zone of considerable importance and potential danger, housing anomalies that require significant containment measures. Once in the Euclid containment wing, the drone proceeds to methodically inspect the area. It navigates through a series of rooms, each likely holding its own secrets and histories related to the containment efforts of the SCP Foundation. The tension mounts as the drone explores this critical section of the site, recording and analyzing its findings. In a startling development, the drone encounters an enigmatic presence at the end of a hallway. A vaguely humanoid entity. This figure, standing silently in the shadows, adds a new element of uncertainty and potential threat to the exploration. The appearance of this entity, amidst the already mysterious and hazardous environment of the Euclid containment wing, raises questions about its nature, origin, and connection to the events at Site-13. The drone's encounter with this humanoid figure marks yet another intriguing and possibly perilous turn in the ongoing investigation of the complex and enigmatic Site-13. The drone, upon encountering the humanoid entity, initiates a cautious pursuit. Remarkably, the entity appears oblivious to the presence of the drone, allowing for close observation. In a curious display, the entity is seen interacting with the environment. It scoops up some of the pervasive sludge from the floor and uses it to mark the nearby wall. The symbols created by the entity on the wall are later identified as cognitohazards. These are known for their psychological or perceptual effects on those who observe them, making them objects of significant interest and concern. Despite the potential risk, the drone dutifully captures images of these symbols, ensuring that this vital information is relayed back for further analysis. As the drone continues its surveillance of the entity, a peculiar detail is noted. The figure leaves no footprints in the sludge as it moves. This absence of physical traces adds an aura of mystery to the entity, suggesting that it may possess anomalous properties beyond its unusual appearance and behavior. The drone's encounter with this entity, its interaction with the environment, and the lack of physical traces it leaves behind provide valuable insights into the nature of the anomalies present in Site-13. These observations contribute to a deeper understanding of the complex and enigmatic phenomena that the SCP Foundation seeks to uncover and contain within this facility. The drone's mission, while fraught with danger and uncertainty, continues to shed light on the dark secrets of Site-13, furthering the Foundation's efforts in their ongoing endeavor to secure, contain, and protect. The drone's exploration advances further into the depths of Site-13, leading it into the core area designated for containment. In this high-security zone, it encounters a cell holding a figure that presents yet another bizarre and unsettling spectacle. Inside, there is a human-like form, eerily coated in the now familiar sludge that seems to be a recurring element within the facility. Adding to the surreal nature of this scene, sparks are observed emanating from the figure's fingertips, suggesting the presence of some form of anomalous electrical activity or energy manipulation. Adding a layer of historical context to this discovery, the drone observes a sign on the doorway of the cell. It indicates that the entity contained within, referred to as Entity 324, was scheduled for termination in December of 1975. This detail not only provides a timestamp to the events surrounding this entity, but also hints at the historical operations and protocols of the SCP Foundation during that era. The presence of Entity 324, its unusual characteristics, and the scheduled termination date all contribute to the unfolding narrative of Site-13. These elements combine to paint a picture of the complex and often morally ambiguous decisions made in the realm of anomaly containment. The drone's findings in this containment area offer a glimpse into the past practices of the Foundation and the extraordinary challenges they face in dealing with entities that defy conventional understanding. As the drone continues its meticulous exploration, it encounters another cell, distinctively secured and locked. Demonstrating its capability for overcoming obstacles, the drone manages to force the cell open, revealing the contents within. Inside this newly accessed cell, the drone uncovers a scene that starkly contrasts with the others encountered thus far. On the floor lies the lifeless body of a female, notable in the absence of the sludge that has been a prevalent feature in other areas of the site. This clean environment suggests a different context or narrative for this particular cell and its occupant. A critical discovery is made when the drone observes an identification badge on the corpse. The badge bears the name Jack Bright, a name that resonates with significance in the SCP universe. Dr. Jack Bright is a renowned figure within the SCP lore, known for his unique form of immortality. This immortality is facilitated through SCP-963, an object that enables Dr. Bright to transfer his consciousness into other bodies, effectively jumping from one to another upon his physical death. The discovery of a body labeled with Dr. Bright's name, especially in the context of his known association with SCP-963, adds a layer of intrigue and complexity to the investigation. It raises questions about the circumstances leading to this particular instance and the broader implications of Dr. Bright's anomalous existence within the ever-evolving narrative of the SCP universe. This finding by the drone in Site-13 contributes to the intricate tapestry of stories and mysteries that define the SCP Foundation and its endeavors. Continuing its descent into the bowels of Site-13, the drone navigates to the next floor, uncovering yet another piece of the puzzle. Here, it finds an operational computer terminal, a rare and valuable find amidst the decay and dysfunction of the facility. This terminal is running an older version of the SCP Foundation's operating system, hinting at a time capsule of information waiting to be explored. Seizing the opportunity, the drone initiates the process of transmitting accessible files from the terminal back to Site Command. This effort to extract data could potentially provide critical insights into the history and operations of Site-13, making it a crucial part of the investigation. However, the mission encounters a sudden and severe setback. Before the data transfer can be completed, communication with the drone is abruptly lost. This loss of contact marks a significant interruption in the information gathering process and raises concerns about the fate of the drone and the stability of the environment within Site-13. In a disturbing turn of events, it becomes apparent that the cognitohazard, previously viewed by Site Command, has been triggered. This activation has a catastrophic effect on affected individuals at Site Command. Those exposed to the hazard fall into a state of unresponsive silence and begin to exhibit a horrifying physical reaction. Their ears start to burn. This manifestation of the cognitohazard's effects adds a dangerous and urgent dimension to the mission, highlighting the unpredictable and often perilous nature of dealing with anomalies within the SCP universe. The incident serves as a grim reminder of the risks and challenges faced by the SCP Foundation in their ongoing quest to secure, contain, and protect. Following the activation of the cognitohazard, a perilous and unprecedented situation unfolds at Site Command. Any audible sound thereafter instigates a phenomenon best described as a silent explosion. These explosions, devoid of sound yet immensely powerful, wreak havoc, violently shaking the foundations of Site Command. This series of disturbances results in extensive damage. particularly to their communication equipment, severely hampering their operational capabilities and crisis response. Amidst this chaos, there is a silver lining. The drone, before losing contact, successfully completes the transmission of the files it accessed from the older computer terminal. This data, potentially rich with information about Site-13, represents a valuable resource in piecing together the site's history and the nature of the anomalies within. However, the fate of the drone itself remains a mystery, as it was never recovered, adding another enigmatic chapter to the story of Site-13. To better understand the significance of these events, it is crucial to delve into the contents of the files transmitted by the drone. These files, now in the possession of the SCP Foundation despite the loss of the drone, could hold key insights and revelations about Site-13. They represent a tangible link to the past operations and secrets of the facility, potentially shedding light on the complex web of anomalies and incidents that have occurred within its walls. The analysis of these files is a pivotal step in unraveling the mysteries of Site-13 and understanding the broader implications of the events that have transpired there. The first file recovered by the drone is a piece of correspondence that sheds light on the inner workings of Site-13. It's a communication from an engineer addressed to the site's leading biological expert and assistant director of anomalous biology, Dr. Hadley. This document reveals a critical aspect of the site's operations, particularly regarding the enigmatic and much discussed Thresher device, with which Dr. Hadley was deeply involved. In this communication, the engineer conveys a crucial technical assessment to Dr. Hadley. The engineer explains that while it is possible to channel a surge of power from the reactors to operate the Thresher device, such an action would come at a grave cost. The reactors, according to this assessment, would likely be unable to withstand the strain of this power surge. This revelation indicates a risky trade-off between activating the Thresher device and preserving the integrity of the site's power infrastructure. This piece of correspondence not only highlights the technical challenges involved in managing Site-13's resources and anomalies, but also points to the high-stakes decisions being made by its personnel. The engineer's warning to Dr. Hadley underscores the delicate balance between the pursuit of scientific and anomalous research and the practical limitations and dangers inherent in such endeavors. This document, therefore, adds a layer of complexity to the understanding of Site-13, illustrating the intricate and often perilous interplay of science, anomaly management, and the tough choices faced by those at the forefront of the SCP Foundation's mission. In the engineer's message, there is an escalating sense of urgency and concern regarding the Thresher device. The engineer elaborates that the device is not only a risk to the site's infrastructure, but also poses a profound danger on a much larger scale. They warn that activating the Thresher could lead to the destabilization of local reality itself. This statement paints a picture of a device of immense power and unpredictability, capable of altering the very fabric of reality in its vicinity. The engineer's cautionary words suggest that the Thresher is far more than a mere scientific apparatus. It is a potential catalyst for reality-altering events. Further complicating matters, another piece of correspondence surfaces from a prominent figure who holds dual roles, a member of the SCP Foundation's Ethics Committee and the head of the Global Occult Coalition's Ethics Board. This individual directs a message to Dr. Hadley, imposing a significant restriction on her career movements. Dr. Hadley is expressly forbidden from transferring out of Site-13. This directive implies that Dr. Hadley's work, particularly her involvement with the Thresher device, is of such critical importance or sensitivity that her continued presence at Site-13 is deemed non-negotiable. These communications not only reveal the high stakes and internal dynamics at play within Site-13, but also hint at the broader implications of the research and experiments being conducted there. The engineer's warning about the Thresher's potential to destabilize reality, coupled with the mandate for Dr. Hadley to remain at the site, underscore the gravity of the situation. They paint a picture of a facility grappling with experiments and technologies that tread the line between groundbreaking advancement and existential risk, overseen by individuals whose decisions carry profound ethical and practical consequences. In the unfolding narrative of Site-13, Dr. Hadley emerges as a figure grappling with moral and ethical dilemmas, particularly concerning the site's treatment of humanoid SCPs. Documents reveal her conflict with the site's director over the protocol for terminating these humanoid entities. This conflict underscores a deep-seated ethical debate within the Foundation regarding the treatment and categorization of anomalous beings. An individual, presumably from the Ethics Committee, responds to Dr. Hadley's concerns with a stark clarification. In the eyes of the Foundation, these humanoid anomalies are not recognized as human beings and, as such, do not possess the rights typically afforded to humans. This cold, bureaucratic stance highlights the harsh realities and ethical complexities faced by those working within the SCP Foundation, where the line between anomaly and personhood is often blurred and contentious. Further insight into the operations at Site-13 is provided by a test log documenting experiments on reality benders. These individuals, known for their ability to manipulate reality, are subjected to hazardous conditions while equipped with inhibitor devices. The purpose of these tests appears to be to determine whether they can alter reality to save themselves, even under the influence of these inhibitors. This experimentation not only speaks to the scientific curiosity and pursuit of knowledge within the Foundation, but also raises profound ethical questions. The treatment of these reality benders, used as subjects in potentially life-threatening experiments, reflects the Foundation's willingness to push moral boundaries in the name of research and containment, a theme that resonates throughout the organization's controversial history. The test log detailing experiments on reality benders at Site-13 reveals a series of grueling trials, each designed to test the limits of their anomalous abilities under extreme conditions. These subjects are exposed to a range of harsh environments, extreme cold and scorching heat, as well as high-voltage electrical currents. In each of these scenarios, the reality benders, despite their extraordinary capabilities, succumb without being able to alter their fate, demonstrating the effectiveness of the inhibitor devices in suppressing their powers. In a notable deviation from these outcomes, when the reality benders are submerged in water, the results are markedly different. The water appears to interfere with the functioning of the inhibitor devices, leading to unpredictable and unspecified consequences. This finding suggests a potential vulnerability in the technology used to control the reality benders and introduces an element of uncertainty into the experiments. An intriguing detail is observed in the documentation of these tests. The administrator overseeing them is identified only by a numerical designation, a departure from the standard practice within the SCP Foundation, where personnel are typically referred to by name. This anonymity adds a layer of mystery to the figure in charge of the experiments, suggesting either a high level of secrecy or a departure from typical Foundation protocols. This detail, while seemingly minor, contributes to the broader narrative of Site-13 as a place where standard procedures and ethical guidelines are challenged or reinterpreted, further complicating the moral landscape of the Foundation's operations. In a communication between two engineers at Site-13, a serious and escalating issue is brought to light. The message details a concerning accumulation of toxic waste in a pit located beneath the reactors. This waste, which should be routinely piped off-site as per standard safety protocols, is instead building up, posing a significant risk. The engineers express their apprehension that this unchecked accumulation could lead to a grave environmental and safety crisis, indicating a breakdown in the site's waste management systems and highlighting a potentially catastrophic oversight in the facility's operations. Further adding to the grim atmosphere of Site-13, a directive from Director Emerson is uncovered in another document. This note contains a chilling order: the immediate termination of all entities housed in the humanoid wing of the facility. The specified method for this mass termination is notably brutal and final: electrocution, followed by incineration. This stark directive from the director underscores the harsh and unyielding approach taken by Site-13's administration towards the containment and management of humanoid entities. Director Emerson's order reveals a disturbing aspect of the facility's operational ethos, one that prioritizes expedience and containment security over ethical considerations regarding the treatment of humanoid SCPs. This approach reflects a broader tension within the SCP Foundation between the necessity of securing potentially dangerous anomalies and the moral implications of the methods employed to do so. The contrasting messages from the engineers and the director paint a picture of a facility grappling with both logistical challenges and deep-rooted ethical dilemmas, emblematic of the complex and often morally ambiguous world of the SCP Foundation. In a pivotal document, a message from Dr. Hadley to Director Emerson is uncovered, shedding new light on the complex situation within Site-13. This correspondence from Dr. Hadley is both revealing and accusatory, providing crucial insights into recent events at the facility. Dr. Hadley's message addresses a containment breach, a critical incident for which she takes responsibility. This admission not only highlights the volatile nature of the facility's operations, but also points to Dr. Hadley's direct involvement in a significant and possibly catastrophic event. More intriguingly, the message challenges Director Emerson's approach to handling the anomalous entities within the facility. Dr. Hadley criticizes Emerson's belief that terminating these entities would neutralize the threat they pose. She argues that their mere existence as living beings is the least anomalous aspect of their nature. This statement suggests a deeper and more complex understanding of the anomalies, implying that their most dangerous and unpredictable qualities are not tied to their biological life, but perhaps to other, more esoteric characteristics. Dr. Hadley's communication to Director Emerson reveals a fundamental disagreement over the nature of the anomalies and the appropriate methods for their containment and termination. Her perspective challenges the prevailing approach of the facility's administration and underscores the intricate and often misunderstood nature of the anomalous entities. This message adds a layer of philosophical and ethical complexity to the ongoing narrative of Site-13, illustrating the deep divisions and conflicting ideologies within the SCP Foundation regarding the treatment and understanding of anomalies. In her message, Dr. Hadley delves deeper into the moral quandaries of Site-13, particularly focusing on the case of a young boy named Elijah. Her description of Elijah paints a picture of a tragic and misunderstood figure within the facility. According to Dr. Hadley, Elijah possessed an anomalous condition that compelled him to subsist solely on blood, which he could consume in an extraordinary manner, reminiscent of a leech by drawing it through someone's skin. Dr. Hadley emphasizes Elijah's childlike mental state, likening it to that of a toddler. She stresses that Elijah's anomalous condition was not a matter of choice, implying his inherent innocence and vulnerability. Despite this, Director Emerson, adhering to his stringent and uncompromising approach to containment, ordered Elijah's incineration along with other anomalous entities. Dr. Hadley's account of Elijah's fate serves to highlight the harsh and often inhumane realities of the SCP Foundation's containment practices, as seen through the lens of Site-13's administration. Her message is a poignant reminder of the ethical dilemmas and moral responsibilities faced by those who deal with anomalies. She portrays Elijah not as a mere anomalous object to be neutralized, but as a sentient being deserving of empathy and consideration. This perspective challenges the utilitarian approach of the Foundation and calls into question the broader implications of their methods, especially in cases involving entities with human-like qualities or consciousness. Dr. Hadley's message takes an even more dramatic turn as she reveals the unforeseen consequences of Elijah's incineration. Contrary to expectations, the act of incinerating Elijah did not result in his demise. Instead, his interaction with the bloody sludge pervasive in the facility triggered a highly anomalous and unprecedented process. This process led to a kind of resurgence or reanimation of the deceased SCPs within Site-13. This phenomenon suggests a complex and disturbing interplay between Elijah's anomalous properties and the environmental factors within the site, culminating in a scenario far beyond the scope of conventional understanding. Furthermore, Dr. Hadley's account brings into focus the activation of the Thresher device, a pivotal event with far-reaching implications. The activation of this device resulted in severe distortions of the local reality at Site-13. This alteration of reality significantly compounded the complexity and danger of the situation, transforming the facility into a nexus of high-level anomalies and unpredictable phenomena. The combination of these events, Elijah's unexpected post-incineration effect and the activation of the Thresher device, culminated in the transformation of Site-13 into an extraordinarily anomalous facility. Dr. Hadley's revelations paint a picture of a site overwhelmed by its own containment efforts and experimental endeavors, leading to a reality where the boundaries of the known and the unknown blur disastrously. This narrative underscores the immense risks and unintended consequences inherent in dealing with anomalies, particularly in a facility like Site-13, where the convergence of numerous high-risk elements creates a situation of unparalleled complexity and danger. Recognizing the need for a more comprehensive understanding of the profoundly altered environment within Site-13, the SCP Foundation decided to deploy another team for an in-depth exploration. This mission called for a group with specialized expertise in navigating highly anomalous and unpredictable areas. To this end, Mobile Task Force Z9, colloquially known as the Mole Rats, was selected for the task. The Mole Rats are renowned within the Foundation for their exceptional skills and experience in exploring environments where the normal rules of reality do not apply. Their expertise makes them uniquely qualified to face the extreme challenges posed by the reality warping effects within Site-13. This team's deployment reflects a strategic approach by the Foundation, acknowledging the necessity of employing a group specifically trained to handle the complexities and dangers of such an anomalously distorted location. The assignment of MTF-Z9 to Site-13 marks a critical phase in the Foundation's efforts to unravel the mysteries of the facility. Their mission is not only to explore and document the current state of the site, but also to provide crucial insights and data that could aid in formulating strategies for containment, control, or possible remediation of the anomalous phenomena at play. The Mole Rats' venture into the depths of Site-13 represents a significant step in confronting the unprecedented challenges posed by this highly anomalous facility. The 5-member team of MTF-Z9, known as the Mole Rats, embarked on their mission into the main structure of Site-13, fully geared for the daunting task ahead. In a proactive measure to safeguard against the insidious cognitohazards prevalent within the facility, each team member was equipped with specialized helmets. These helmets were designed to filter out any writing on the walls, thereby protecting the team from the psychological effects of the hazardous inscriptions. Determined and prepared, the team made their way down to the 6th basement level, descending into the depths of the facility with a sense of purpose and caution. Upon reaching their destination, they commenced their exploration of the floor. The environment they encountered was bleak and foreboding, marked by the now familiar sludge and the remnants of bodies, silent testaments to the chaos and tragedies that had transpired within these walls. However, their meticulous progression was abruptly disrupted when an unexpected and dangerous incident occurred. As they navigated through the eerie quietude of the facility, the floor beneath one of the team members, Z94, suddenly gave way. This collapse was not only a physical hazard, but also a stark reminder of the unstable and unpredictable nature of the site. The team was confronted with the immediate challenge of responding to this crisis, underscoring the perilous conditions and the constant vigilance required in their mission to probe the secrets of Site-13. The sudden collapse of the floor results in a harrowing situation for the Mole Rats. Team member Z94 suffers a leg injury in the fall, rendering him immobile and vulnerable in the treacherous environment of Site-13. As he lies incapacitated, the rest of the team quickly strategizes to find a stairwell, seeking an alternate route to descend and assist their injured comrade. Meanwhile, Z94, isolated and unable to move, experiences an intensifying sense of dread. In the eerie silence and dimness of his surroundings, he begins to hear the sinister sound of slithering, a noise that sends chills down his spine. This auditory cue suggests the presence of something unsettling and potentially dangerous nearby, yet his limited mobility and visibility leave him in a state of frightening helplessness. The tension escalates when gunshots suddenly echo through the facility. Z-93, who had been tasked with watching over the injured Z-94, spots a leech-like creature stealthily approaching. Reacting instinctively to the imminent threat, Z-93 opens fire, attempting to neutralize the creature before it can reach his vulnerable teammate. This intense encounter highlights the extreme dangers the mole rats face within Site-13. Not only must they navigate the physical hazards of the facility, but they also contend with the lurking threats of anomalous entities. The team's response to this immediate danger underscores their training and readiness to confront the unpredictable challenges that characterize their mission in this ominous and perilous environment. In a moment fraught with horror and desperation, the situation for the mole rats rapidly deteriorates. The leech-like creature, undeterred by the initial gunshots, makes its way to the incapacitated Z-94. In a disturbing display, it enters his mouth and begins to slide down his throat, a nightmarish scenario that encapsulates the grotesque dangers lurking within Site-13. Z-93, witnessing this horrifying scene, attempts a second, more desperate effort to save his teammate. He aims his weapon at the creature in an attempt to shoot it, but his shot misses, leaving him in a dire predicament. Faced with the rapidly escalating situation and the suffering of Z-94, Z-93 makes a gut-wrenching request to the team's captain. He asks for permission to shoot Z-94, not as an act of aggression, but as a mercy to end his torment. In the tense and chaotic moment, Z-93's request is met with silence from the captain, an absence of guidance that amplifies the gravity of the decision at hand. Then, in a heart-rending turn of events, Z-94, amidst his choking, manages to utter a plea. This desperate, barely articulated request compels Z-93 to act. With a heavy heart and a sense of tragic necessity, he fires his weapon, aiming to mercifully end the suffering of his teammate. This harrowing incident is a stark reminder of the brutal choices and ethical dilemmas faced by those who operate within the SCP Foundation's dangerous and unpredictable realms. The decision to end the suffering of a comrade, taken under such extreme and distressing circumstances, underscores the perilous nature of their mission and the profound emotional and moral toll it exacts on its operatives. The already perilous situation inside Site-13 takes a turn for the worse. Following the tragic decision made by Z-93, the structural integrity of the floor gives way even further. In this subsequent collapse, Z-93 is caught off guard and tragically falls, becoming trapped and ultimately crushed beneath the rubble and debris. This sudden and devastating event further escalates the crisis faced by the Mole Rats team, illustrating the extreme and unrelenting hazards of their environment. In the eerie quiet that follows, a chilling 5 minutes pass before another horrifying development occurs. Z-94, who had been rendered immobile and had suffered the traumatic encounter with the leech-like creature, falls ominously silent. Then, in a grotesque turn of events, the leech creature emerges from his mouth. In a display that defies explanation and deepens the horror of the scene, Z-94 then stands up, despite his prior injuries and the ordeal he had just endured. In a disturbing and seemingly autonomous action, he proceeds to pick up the weapon of his deceased teammate. This action suggests a profound and unsettling transformation has occurred within Z-94, possibly due to the influence of the leech creature or other unknown anomalous effects at play within the facility. This sequence of events further illustrates the unpredictable and perilous nature of missions within the SCP Foundation sites, particularly one as fraught with danger and anomaly as Site-13. The Mole Rats, despite their expertise and preparedness, find themselves confronted with situations that challenge the very limits of their training and endurance, highlighting the volatile and often tragic nature of their work. For an agonizing 3 hours following the collapse and the subsequent eerie events involving Z-94, Site Command is engulfed in a tense silence, receiving no communication from any members of the Mole Rats team. This prolonged period of radio silence adds to the mounting anxiety and uncertainty about the fate of the team within the depths of Site-13. Unexpectedly, communication is re-established with 3 members of the Mole Rats, but the context of their resumption is as perplexing as it is alarming. The team members, including Z-94, appear to have descended far below the facility, reaching a level seemingly beyond the 15th floor. This sudden and unexplained descent into the deeper levels of Site-13 raises numerous questions about the events that transpired during the communication blackout. In a brief but revealing moment, Z-94's camera feed flickers back to life, offering a glimpse into the nightmarish scene they have encountered. The feed displays a group of human figures, each with flames ominously emanating from their ears, a disturbing visual that resonates with the earlier incidents of spontaneous combustion at Site Command. Additionally, the camera captures a massive pit, within which resides a large creature, shrouded in smaller entities. This terrifying visual suggests a hitherto unseen level of anomaly within Site-13, revealing a realm of creatures and phenomena that defy understanding. The resumption of communication, coupled with the haunting images transmitted by Z-94's camera, paints a picture of a deeply altered reality within the facility, one where the known laws of nature and physics appear to be twisted or suspended. The situation faced by the Mole Rats underscores the extreme danger and unpredictability of their mission, as they navigate a landscape that is both physically and conceptually alien, deep within the heart of one of the SCP Foundation's most enigmatic and hazardous sites. The intermittent and unstable communication with the Mole Rats continues to plague Site Command, creating an atmosphere of suspense and concern. After the brief and disturbing glimpse provided by Z-94's camera, communication with the remainder of the team falls silent once again, plunging the command center into a tense period of uncertainty. This second communication blackout lasts for an excruciating 4 hours, heightening the anxiety regarding the team's status and the conditions within Site-13. When the feeds eventually come back online, it is the team captain who reestablishes contact. In a significant development, she reports that she has managed to reach the Thresher device, a critical location within the facility. Her solitary arrival at the device suggests a harrowing journey and possible separation from the rest of her team. However, her situation quickly escalates as she hears the ominous sound of footsteps approaching her position. In a tense and frantic sequence, her light suddenly fails, enveloping her in darkness. Faced with this sudden loss of visibility and the approaching unknown threat, the captain is forced to run blindly through the pitch-black environment of Site-13. The intensity of the situation peaks as the captain navigates through the darkness, her heavy breathing and hurried footsteps the only indicators of her desperate flight. Then, abruptly, the communication cuts out once more, leaving her fate and the status of the mission shrouded in mystery. This latest loss of contact further underscores the perilous and unpredictable nature of Site-13, where even the most experienced and equipped SCP Foundation teams face daunting challenges and unforeseen dangers in their quest to uncover the secrets of this enigmatic facility. Following these harrowing events and the abrupt termination of the captain's communication, the situation at Site-13 is reassessed with a sobering realization. The extreme hazards and unpredictable anomalies within the facility make it abundantly clear that any further manned exploration missions would be perilously risky. This conclusion, reached in light of the recent experiences of the Mole Rats team, suggests a potential end to the SCP Foundation's direct research endeavors on SCP-1730. The facility, with its myriad of dangers and enigmas, poses too great a threat to the safety and well-being of personnel. However, just as the Foundation begins to grapple with this decision, a surprising development occurs. One morning, the monitoring equipment dedicated to keeping tabs on Site-13 picks up an unexpected transmission emanating from within the facility. What makes this transmission particularly intriguing is its nature. It is looped, continuously repeating itself. This anomaly in the communication pattern signals that there may still be untapped secrets and unresolved phenomena within SCP-1730. The discovery of this looped transmission rekindles interest in the facility, suggesting that despite the apparent risks, there are still aspects of SCP-1730 that remain unexplored and unexplained. This development presents the Foundation with a dilemma, weighing the potential insights and breakthroughs against the significant dangers of further investigation. The looped transmission serves as a siren call from the depths of Site-13, hinting at the possibility of new discoveries and the enduring allure of the unknown that continues to draw the Foundation towards this enigmatic and perilous site. The loop transmission, unexpectedly detected by the monitoring equipment, turned out to be a distress call from a doctor who had been working at Site-13. In his message, the doctor conveyed a dire situation. He claimed that a group of 12 people, presumably survivors, were still alive within the confines of the facility. However, their circumstances were perilous. They were besieged by hostile entities, and their supplies were dwindling rapidly. Adding a sense of urgency to the message, the doctor stated that the transmission would only cease its loop upon his death. This detail implied that, at least for the time being, there were indeed living humans trapped within Site-13. The fact that the message was still looping indicated that the doctor, along with the other survivors, was still alive, albeit in a critical and potentially life-threatening situation. This revelation brought a new dimension to the Foundation's understanding of the current state of Site-13. It suggested not only the presence of survivors, but also the ongoing struggles and dangers faced within the facility. The transmission served as a poignant reminder of the human element often caught in the crossfire of the SCP Foundation's efforts to secure and contain anomalies. It also posed a significant decision point for the Foundation, whether to initiate another rescue and investigation operation, risking more lives in the process, or to leave the survivors to their fate given the extreme hazards of the site. The doctor's looping transmission thus became a pivotal piece of information, highlighting the moral and operational dilemmas faced by the Foundation in dealing with the complex and dangerous realities of Site-13. Prompted by the distressing transmission and the urgent need to assist the survivors, the SCP Foundation authorized a high-stakes rescue mission. This decision marked the beginning of a new and even more compelling chapter in the ongoing saga of Site-13. To undertake this critical operation, another 5-member team was assembled and dispatched to penetrate the depths of the facility. Their mission, to delve into the heart of Site-13, navigate its treacherous landscape, and locate the survivors using the coordinates provided by the doctor's transmission. The team selected for this daunting task was Mobile Task Force Apollo 3, known by their call sign, Game Wardens. Equipped and prepared for the immense challenges ahead, the Game Wardens entered the main structure of Site-13 with a clear objective and a sense of urgency. Their first strategic move was to head directly for the stairwell. This choice reflected their intention to quickly and efficiently reach the lower levels of the facility, where the survivors were believed to be located. The use of the stairwell, as opposed to other means of descent, indicated a preference for a more controlled and steady approach, allowing them to maintain readiness for any unforeseen anomalies or threats they might encounter. The deployment of MTF Apollo 3 into Site-13 not only underscored the Foundation's commitment to rescuing the survivors, but also signaled a renewed effort to confront and unravel the mysteries still lurking within the facility. The Game Warden's mission represented a convergence of humanitarian objectives and the pursuit of knowledge, characteristic of the SCP Foundation's complex mandate to secure, contain, and protect. The Game Warden's descent through the stairwell of Site-13 becomes a journey fraught with unexpected developments. After navigating downward for nearly 10 minutes, the team encounters a startling anomaly. The staircase abruptly terminates, giving way to a mysterious and ominous liquid void. This sudden and unexplainable end to the stairwell presents a perplexing and dangerous obstacle, challenging the team's navigation plans. In an attempt to understand their situation, Site Command relays crucial information to the team. They are actually approximately 15 meters below the level where the stairwell was presumed to end. This revelation indicates a distortion or alteration of the facility's structure, a characteristic anomaly of Site-13. As the team processes this information, the liquid void begins to rise, transforming from an enigmatic anomaly into an immediate threat. Reacting quickly to this new danger, the team is forced to reverse their course and ascend the stairs, hoping to outrun the encroaching liquid. However, the situation takes a turn for the worse when one of the team members, in their hurried retreat, finds his legs engulfed by the advancing void. This harrowing moment underscores the unpredictable and treacherous nature of the environment within Site-13. The team is confronted not only with the challenge of locating the survivors, but also with navigating a landscape where reality itself seems to shift and defy expectation, placing them in constant jeopardy. This incident highlights the perilous nature of their mission, as they struggle to stay ahead of the ever-present dangers in their quest to fulfill their rescue operation. In a swift response to their teammates' dire situation, the members of MTF Apollo 3 act quickly to extract him from the clutches of the liquid void and ascend to the next floor for safety. However, upon reaching a safer location, they are confronted with a startling and inexplicable sight. The team member's legs have been cleanly severed at the knees by the void. Despite this severe injury, he experiences a sensation as if his legs were still present, a phenomenon known as phantom limb sensation. But the anomalies don't stop there. In an even more astonishing turn of events, the injured team member discovers that he is able to stand, defying all logical expectations given his condition. His teammates conduct a quick test, passing their hands beneath him, only to find that he appears to be floating just above the ground. Remarkably, he reports feeling no different than he would under normal circumstances. This bizarre and unsettling discovery adds another layer to the already complex and mysterious environment of Site-13. The ability of the team member to stand and seemingly float despite the absence of his lower legs points to the profound reality warping effects present within the facility. This incident not only challenges the team's understanding of the physical laws governing the site, but also underscores the unpredictable and often perilous nature of their mission. As they continue their operation, the game wardens must navigate not only the physical hazards of Site-13, but also the bewildering and often alarming anomalies that defy explanation. As the game wardens proceed with their exploration of the current floor in Site-13, they come across a deeply unsettling discovery. Amidst the decay and ruin, they find a rotting corpse, which, to their surprise and confusion, they recognize as Zachary. However, what is particularly disconcerting is that they perceive this obviously deceased individual as being alive, a perception that starkly contrasts with the reality of the decaying body before them. This disturbing discrepancy suggests that they are encountering SCP-1730, an entity known for its powerful and deceptive anomalous effects. SCP-1730's ability to manipulate perceptions is so potent that it appears to be penetrating the team's specialized visors, which are designed to filter out cognitohazards. These visors, intended to protect the team from psychological and perceptual anomalies, are seemingly ineffective against the influence of SCP-1730. This revelation adds a new dimension of risk to the team's mission. Not only must they navigate the physical dangers and structural anomalies of Site-13, but they must also contend with entities like SCP-1730, capable of warping their perceptions and potentially compromising their ability to accurately assess and respond to their environment. The encounter with the corpse believed to be Zachary highlights the profound challenges faced by the game wardens as they delve deeper into the facility, confronting not just physical threats, but also the insidious and mind-bending anomalies lurking within. As the game wardens navigate through Site-13, they find themselves engaging in conversation with the corpse they believe to be Zachary, an interaction influenced by the potent anomalous effects of SCP-1730. This surreal exchange continues until a crucial intervention from Site Command. Through a remote update, they are able to recalibrate the team's visors, restoring the members' ability to perceive their surroundings accurately. With this adjustment, the team comes to the startling realization that the figure they had been interacting with is, in fact, just a lifeless body, a stark reminder of the powerful and deceptive capabilities of the anomalies within the facility. Their mission takes another unexpected turn when they encounter a shimmering humanoid entity. This being is not only visually striking, but also possesses the ability to warp the very fabric of the environment around it. As the team observes this entity, the reality-distorting effects become alarmingly evident. In a dramatic and unsettling moment, one of the team members becomes ensnared in the entity's field of effect. He is caught in a surreal and disturbing spectacle, appearing to hang and twist in the air behind the entity, as if caught in an invisible maelstrom of warped reality. This encounter underscores the unpredictable and dangerous nature of the entities within Site-13, where even the laws of physics can be bent or broken. The Game Warden's experience with the shimmering entity and the subsequent entrapment of their teammate further illustrate the extreme challenges and hazards they face. As they continue their exploration, they must remain vigilant and adaptable, prepared to confront not only the physical dangers of the site, but also the bewildering and often terrifying anomalies that defy understanding. Confronted with the immediate threat posed by the shimmering humanoid entity, the Game Wardens react with the instinct to neutralize it. They open fire, hoping to stop its advance and rescue their trapped teammate. However, their efforts are met with an astonishing defiance of natural laws. The bullets, rather than hitting their target, are caught in the entity's reality-warping field, spinning harmlessly around it. This phenomenon starkly demonstrates the entity's ability to manipulate the physical world, rendering conventional tactics ineffective. In a quick adaptation to this unforeseen challenge, one of the team members makes a decisive move. They deploy a miniature reality anchor, a specialized device designed to stabilize the immediate area and negate anomalous effects. The deployment of this device proves to be effective. The reality anchor disrupts the entity's control over its surroundings, causing it to disperse and neutralize the immediate threat. However, the aftermath of this encounter reveals a grim reality. The team member who had been caught in the entity's field is discovered, now grotesquely and partially fused with the wall, ceiling, and floor of the facility. The extent and nature of the fusion suggests that he is, tragically, deceased. This harrowing outcome is a somber reminder of the lethal dangers posed by the entities within Site-13 and the severe consequences of their reality-altering abilities. The encounter with the humanoid entity and the subsequent loss of their teammate highlights the relentless and unpredictable nature of the hazards the Game Wardens face in Site-13. Each step forward in their mission is fraught with danger, requiring not only courage and resolve, but also quick thinking and adaptability to the ever-changing and often deadly anomalies they encounter. Resolute in the face of adversity and danger, the Game Wardens make a collective decision to press forward. They recognize that attempting to exit Site-13, with its myriad of unpredictable and perilous anomalies, could be just as hazardous as continuing their exploration. This determination reflects their commitment to their mission and their acceptance of the risks inherent in their work within the SCP Foundation. Their journey leads them to a communications room within the facility. Upon entering, they encounter a screen that flickers to life, an unexpected beacon of technology amidst the chaos. The screen displays a feed of a standard containment cell, within which resides a solitary figure. This visual instantly draws the attention of the team. One of the team members, upon seeing the figure, experiences a moment of recognition. The individual on the screen is identified as SCP-993, known colloquially as Bobble the Clown. This realization brings a new layer of complexity to their mission. SCP-993 is an entity with a well-documented history within the Foundation, notorious for its anomalous properties and the implications of its containment. The discovery of SCP-993 in the communications room provides valuable information about the entities and conditions within Site-13. It also presents the team with new challenges and considerations as they navigate the facility. The presence of a known SCP like Bobble the Clown underscores the significance of their exploration and the potential insights to be gained about the anomalies and containment practices at Site-13. As the Game Wardens continue their mission, they must remain vigilant and prepared to encounter and manage a diverse array of anomalous entities, each with its own unique and potentially dangerous characteristics. Engaging with the figure on the screen, the Game Wardens find themselves drawn into a surreal and revealing conversation. The figure, initially recognized as SCP-993 or Bobble the Clown, quickly dispels this identification. It claims to be something else entirely, a being that once was Bobble but has since transformed into something different, a testament to the transformative powers at play within Site-13. The figure then delves into a narrative that casts light on the disturbing history and practices of Site-13. It accuses Director Emerson of tampering recklessly with the fundamental strings of the universe, an action it claims led to their catastrophic breaking. This metaphor suggests that Emerson's actions had profound and possibly irreversible effects on the very fabric of reality within the facility. Further, the figure describes a grim and ruthless protocol at Site-13. According to its account, every anomalous entity that the SCP Foundation and the Global Occult Coalition could secure was brought to this site. The purpose of their gathering was macabre. They were to be fed into what the figure refers to as the meat grinder, a chilling metaphor for their systematic and brutal termination. The only exceptions to this fate were cases where the entities possessed qualities or yielded information that could be exploited for gain. The figure's demeanor reveals a deep-seated animosity towards Director Emerson, indicating a personal and bitter history tied to the operations and decisions made within the facility. This emotional response adds a layer of complexity to the figure's narrative, suggesting a backstory of pain, transformation, and possibly betrayal. Despite the compelling nature of this encounter, the Game Wardens make the difficult decision to move on, recognizing the urgency of their mission and the need to locate the survivors. Shortly after they resume their exploration, Site Command experiences a 30-minute loss of contact with the team. This communications blackout adds to the tension and uncertainty of the operation, leaving Site Command in a state of anxious anticipation. When contact is finally reestablished, it's revealed that the team has made a significant breakthrough. They have located the survivors mentioned in the initial distress transmission. Remarkably, the group of survivors is larger than anticipated, numbering somewhere in the 20s. Among them are a few members of the Mole Rats team and one individual from the Gulliver's Travelers, indicating that other teams had previously made their way into the depths of Site-13. The discovery of these survivors is a crucial development in the mission, offering a glimmer of hope amidst the darkness of Site-13. It demonstrates the resilience and resourcefulness of those trapped within the facility and underscores the importance of the Game Warden's rescue operation. As the team begins the complex process of assisting these survivors, they must navigate the continued challenges and dangers of the facility, balancing the urgency of escape with the need to ensure the safety and well-being of the newly found group. In a startling revelation that underscores the volatile nature of reality within Site-13, the Game Wardens communicate to Site Command that, from their perspective, they have been navigating the facility's depths for 3 days, not the 30 minutes perceived by the command center. This drastic discrepancy in the perception of time highlights the extent of the reality warping effects at play within the site. The team reports a dire situation. They find themselves encircled by a multitude of anomalous entities, each posing a significant threat to their safety. This environment of constant danger severely diminishes their chances of survival, casting doubt on the feasibility of not only safely extracting the survivors, but even completing the rescue mission itself. In response to this escalating crisis, the SCP Foundation deploys Mobile Task Force Tau-5, codenamed Samsara. This elite task force is renowned for their extraordinary capabilities, specifically tailored to handle the most challenging and hazardous anomalies encountered by the Foundation. The introduction of MTF Tau-5 into the operation signals a significant escalation in the Foundation's response, reflecting the critical nature of the situation and the need for specialized intervention. MTF Tau-5's deployment to Site-13 represents a crucial turning point in the mission. With their advanced training, resilience, and specialized equipment, Samsara brings a new level of expertise and capability to the daunting task of navigating the perilous and unpredictable environment of the facility. Their involvement is a testament to the Foundation's commitment to resolving the crisis at Site-13, employing their best resources in the face of overwhelming odds and the profound complexities of the anomalous phenomena within. Mobile Task Force Tau-5, Samsara, possesses a unique and fascinating backstory within the SCP Foundation, setting them apart from other task forces. To encapsulate their origins and capabilities, Samsara members are essentially cloned cyborgs, created from the remnants of a deceased deity. This extraordinary origin imbues them with an array of exceptional abilities and characteristics. Key among these abilities is their capacity for regeneration. This trait allows them to recover from injuries that would be fatal to ordinary humans, making them exceptionally resilient in the face of the various dangers posed by anomalous entities and environments. In addition to their regenerative powers, the members of Samsara are equipped with a range of technological augmentations. These enhancements significantly expand their operational capabilities, granting them strengths and skills well beyond those of standard human agents. Perhaps the most defining feature of MTF Tau-5 is their functional immortality. This is achieved through a sophisticated process where their memories and experiences can be uploaded and then loaded onto a new clone of their bodies. This process ensures that even in the event of physical destruction, the knowledge, skills, and experiences of each Samsara member can be preserved and transferred, allowing them to continue their service to the Foundation. The deployment of Samsara to Site-13 brings a formidable force into the operation. Their unique blend of regenerative abilities, technological enhancements, and functional immortality makes them uniquely suited to navigate and address the extreme challenges and threats of the site. With Samsara in action, the SCP Foundation significantly bolsters its efforts to manage the crisis at Site-13, bringing in operatives who are not only highly skilled but also equipped to handle the extraordinary circumstances they are likely to encounter. While Mobile Task Force Tau-5, Samsara, is equipped with an array of extraordinary abilities and technological augmentations, it is important to note that they are not omnipotent. Their mission to rescue the survivors within Site-13, fraught with unpredictable and extreme hazards, still carries a significant risk of failure. Despite these challenges, Samsara represents the Foundation's best hope for success, given their unique capabilities and resilience. The Samsara team is comprised of 4 individuals, each outfitted with an arsenal of specialized equipment and enhancements to maximize their operational effectiveness in the hostile environment of Site-13. Key elements of their gear include arm-mounted incendiary cannons. These powerful weapons provide a means of offense and defense capable of delivering intense heat and fire to neutralize threats and clear obstacles. Shock-absorbing leg extensions. Designed to enhance mobility and stability, these extensions enable the team to navigate the treacherous terrain of the facility and perform extraordinary physical feats. Heat-resistant plating. Given the presence of high-temperature hazards in Site-13, this protective gear is essential for withstanding extreme heat and fire, safeguarding the team from one of the many dangers within the site. Built-in filters for their eyes. To protect against visual cognito hazards and other visual impairments, these filters ensure that the team can maintain clear vision and situational awareness, a critical factor in the success of their mission. These enhancements, along with other technological augmentations, equip the Samsara team with a formidable set of tools to confront the myriad of anomalies and challenges present in Site-13. Their specialized gear, combined with their regenerative abilities and functional immortality, makes them uniquely capable of undertaking this high-stakes rescue mission in one of the SCP Foundation's most dangerous and unpredictable environments. Upon commencing their operation in Site-13, the Samsara team strategically chooses to enter through a drainage pipe, a less conspicuous and potentially safer entry point given the facility's unpredictable nature. However, shortly after their entry, the team decides to divide their resources to cover more ground efficiently. Two members of the team proceed further along the drainage pipe, following it towards a detected heat source. This decision is likely driven by the need to investigate potential hazards or significant power sources within the facility. Meanwhile, the other two members of Samsara take a more direct approach by breaking through a thin wall they encounter. This action leads them into a room lined with offices, suggesting a more administrative or control area of Site-13. In their exploration of this section, they discover a control room, specifically for the incinerator. This find is significant, as it could provide valuable insights into the facility's operational protocols and possibly reveal more about the site's history and the events leading to its current state. Soon after, the two team members who had continued down the pipe rejoin the others in the control room. They report that their path was ultimately obstructed, with the pipe being completely blocked. This obstruction could indicate structural collapse, intentional sealing, or the presence of another anomaly within the facility. The Samsara team's initial foray into Site-13 showcases their adaptability and tactical acumen. Their ability to navigate, assess, and respond to the diverse challenges of the facility is crucial to the success of their mission. As they regroup and share their findings, they continue to piece together the puzzle of Site-13, each discovery bringing them closer to understanding the full scope and nature of the dangers and secrets hidden within the facility. In a decisive move, the Samsara team activates the machinery in the incinerator control room. As the machinery whirs to life, they observe its components beginning to spin, and the ambient temperature in the area starts to climb rapidly, signaling that the incinerator is powering up. This action could be part of a strategy to either create a diversion, gain access to new areas, or neutralize potential threats within the facility. Upon noticing a gate at the bottom of the incinerator structure, the team takes another bold action. They shoot out the window of the control room, creating an exit point. Demonstrating their agility and readiness for high-risk maneuvers, they jump down from the control room, landing near the gate they had observed. This gate potentially offers them a new route deeper into Site-13. Continuing their exploration, the team follows another drainage pipe, which leads them into a cistern. This new location presents a different set of environmental challenges. In the cistern, they discover several cracks in the walls, a detail that could be indicative of structural instability or the presence of other anomalies. These cracks might also offer clues about the facility's condition, potential escape routes, or hidden areas that could be crucial to their mission. The team's quick thinking and adaptability in these situations highlight their ability to navigate the complex and hazardous terrain of Site-13. With each step, they gather more information about the facility, piecing together its layout, operational mechanisms, and the anomalies it contains. This information is vital for understanding the challenges they face and for formulating strategies to successfully complete their rescue mission and unravel the mysteries of Site-13. As the Samsara team investigates the cistern, they encounter a new and unsettling phenomenon. From the cracks in the walls, a swarm of small leeches begins to emerge, seeping into the area. These leeches gravitate towards the sludge present in the cistern, consuming it voraciously. As they feed, they undergo a rapid and disturbing transformation, growing larger in size, suggesting an anomalous adaptation or a parasitic relationship with the substance. During this tense situation, one of the team members deduces a chilling possibility. There is a massive entity lurking beneath them, serving as a host or source for these leeches. This hypothesis paints a picture of a complex and potentially dangerous ecosystem within Site-13, where larger anomalous entities play a crucial role in the behavior and proliferation of smaller ones. In a strategic move to gain a tactical advantage, the team comes up with an ingenious plan. They speculate that the leeches may possess telepathic abilities. Capitalizing on this theory, they attempt to hijack the neural processes of one of the leeches. This bold maneuver is aimed at leveraging the leech's potential telepathic connection to create a map of the facility. Their plan is successful, but the map they obtain is a distorted representation of Site-13's layout, reflecting the facility's dynamic and ever-changing structure. This approach highlights the Samsara team's innovative problem-solving skills and their ability to adapt to the unpredictable nature of their environment. Utilizing the leech's telepathic capabilities to map the facility demonstrates their resourcefulness and willingness to use unconventional methods to navigate Site-13's labyrinthine and shifting corridors. As they continue their mission, the distorted map provides them with crucial, albeit imperfect, insights into the facility's layout, aiding them in their search for the survivors and in understanding the complex web of anomalies they are up against. Utilizing the distorted map gleaned from their telepathic manipulation of the leech, the Samsara team is able to formulate a hypothesis regarding the location of the survivors within Site-13. Determined to reach them as quickly as possible, they choose to take the most direct route. However, this path presents an ominous characteristic. It leads through an area where the leeches, normally active and noisy, exhibit an uncharacteristic quietness. This unusual behavior of the leeches in that particular zone raises suspicions and hints at potential unseen dangers or anomalies, but the team decides that the urgency of reaching the survivors outweighs these risks. Having made this crucial decision, the team proceeds to exit the cistern. They navigate their way out of this confined and treacherous space, demonstrating their agility and adaptability in handling the physically challenging environment of the facility. The next phase of their journey takes them to a nearby stairwell, a logical choice for vertical traversal within the building. However, upon reaching the stairwell, they are met with yet another obstacle. Much of it is in ruins. The extensive destruction of the stairwell complicates their path forward, posing a significant challenge to their progress. This discovery underscores the widespread structural damage within Site-13, a testament to the severity of the events and anomalies that have ravaged the facility. Confronted with the damaged stairwell, the Samsara team must now devise a new strategy to navigate the damaged infrastructure of Site-13 as they continue their mission to locate and rescue the survivors. Their journey becomes a testament to their resilience and determination as they adapt to each new challenge in the ever-shifting and perilous landscape of the facility. In response to the damaged state of the stairwell, the Samsara team employs a tactical maneuver to continue their descent. They make a calculated drop, relying on their advanced leg implants, designed to absorb shock and mitigate injury, to safely navigate the fall. This move showcases their ability to utilize their augmentations effectively, adapting to the physical challenges posed by the facility. Upon successfully descending, the team enters a server room, a critical infrastructure component of Site-13. They immediately notice a stark change in the environment. The room is exceptionally cold, with temperatures plummeting to -20 degrees Celsius. This extreme cold is attributed to a cryonics chamber located directly above the server room, a setup likely intended to utilize the chamber's emissions to cool the servers efficiently. However, the team quickly becomes aware of another unusual and disconcerting characteristic of the server room: an absolute absence of sound. This silence is so profound that it envelops the room completely, creating an environment where no sound is audible. This sensory anomaly could be a byproduct of the cryonics chamber's operations or indicative of another, more mysterious anomaly affecting the room. The discovery of the silent, frigid server room adds another layer to the complex tapestry of anomalies within Site-13. The Samsara team's ability to recognize and adapt to these ever-changing environmental conditions is crucial as they navigate through the facility. As they continue their mission, each new area brings its unique challenges and mysteries, requiring constant vigilance and adaptability from the team. The silent server room, with its extreme cold and sound-dampening properties, represents yet another puzzle piece in the enigmatic and dangerous environment of Site-13. As the Samsara team cautiously navigates the eerily silent server room, they encounter a new challenge. Their specialized filters, designed to protect against cognito hazards, are suddenly activated. This indicates the presence of psychological or perceptual threats within the room, adding a layer of complexity to their already demanding mission. The activation of these filters necessitates a slow, deliberate movement through the server room as the team remains alert to the potential unseen dangers that triggered their equipment. Amidst this tense atmosphere, the team comes face to face with a startling and formidable presence. A massive entity moves through the server room, its appearance both awe-inspiring and unsettling. This entity is a humanoid construct, but with anatomy far removed from any standard human form. It possesses 6 legs, providing a stable and powerful base for its large frame. Extending from its torso are 18 arms, each splitting into 2, resulting in 36 forearms. At the end of each forearm are 2 hands, totaling 72 hands in all. This intricate and multi-limbed design of the entity suggests a level of complexity and functionality that defies ordinary biological norms. The sight of this gargantuan construct maneuvering through the server room with its multitude of limbs is a vivid reminder of the extraordinary and often inexplicable anomalies that inhabit Site-13. For the Samsara team, this encounter underscores the unpredictable nature of their mission as they face anomalies that challenge both their understanding of the natural world and their ability to navigate the facility's dangers. The presence of such a creature within the server room adds to the growing list of enigmas and threats that the team must contend with as they progress deeper into the heart of Site-13. In a surreal and disturbing display, each limb of the massive entity is observed performing a series of continuous, intricate gestures. These gestures are not random. Rather, they appear to be methodical and purposeful. The team hypothesizes that these constant movements are somehow responsible for the pervasive silence enveloping the server room, possibly through an anomalous suppression or manipulation of sound waves. This theory suggests a direct correlation between the entity's actions and the eerie quietude that dominates the space. Adding to the unsettling nature of this encounter, the team notes a grotesque modification where the entity's head would typically be located. In place of a head, there is an emaciated, charred human figure, bound tightly to the entity's chest. This figure presents a stark contrast to the rest of the construct, with its distinctly human appearance and apparent state of distress. The bound figure is seen struggling against its restraints in a desperate attempt to break free. Compounding the horror of this scene, the figure is continuously screaming. However, the screams are not heard in their expected form. Instead, they manifest as a constant, low whining sound, possibly due to the sound-altering effects generated by the entity's limb movements. This haunting auditory phenomenon adds a layer of psychological terror to the encounter, as the team witnesses a clear sign of suffering that is eerily muted and distorted. The presence of this entity in the server room, with its bizarre and nightmarish characteristics, underscores the deeply anomalous nature of Site-13. For the Samsara team, this encounter is a stark reminder of the complex and often disturbing realities they face in their mission. The entity, with its sound-suppressing abilities and the tormented figure bound to its form, represents yet another challenge to overcome as they navigate the labyrinthine and perilous environment of the facility. The human figure bound to the entity reveals another layer of horror. Etched into its flesh is the word Emerson, seemingly branded by a piece of melted fabric. This disturbing detail suggests a direct connection to Director Emerson, possibly indicating a punitive or symbolic act related to the figure's current state. As the team observes the entity, they become aware of a potential hazard associated with directly looking at it. This realization prompts them to make a tactical decision to quickly move away, avoiding prolonged exposure to whatever dangerous effects the entity might induce upon observers. As they proceed, the whining sound, previously a muted background noise, intensifies abruptly, both in volume and perceived proximity. This sudden escalation signals an imminent threat, prompting the team to take immediate defensive action. In a swift response, they deploy a proximity mine in their wake. This strategic move serves as both a deterrent to any pursuing threats and a means to create a momentary barrier, buying them crucial time. The team then rushes through a nearby door, entering a new area of the facility. As they move, they are forced to navigate around white-hot glyphs that begin to materialize in the air around them. These glyphs, appearing suddenly and unpredictably, add a new element of danger to their escape. Their intense heat and the potential anomalous effects they might possess necessitate careful and rapid maneuvering by the team. This sequence of events, from the encounter with the disturbing entity to the detonation of the proximity mine and the evasion of the glyphs, highlights the relentless and multifaceted dangers the Samsara team faces within Site-13. Each decision and action is a calculated response to the unpredictable and hazardous environment, demonstrating their agility, quick thinking, and readiness to adapt to the ever-changing threats of their mission. In the midst of their rapid escape from the server room, one of the Samsara team members sustains a severe injury, resulting in the loss of an arm. Despite this setback, the team doesn't falter in their determination. Relying on their training and resilience, they quickly evacuate the server room. As they leave this area, the oppressive silence that had dominated the space lifts, and sound returns to their environment, signaling their exit from the influence of the anomalous entity. Their mission takes a hopeful turn when they finally locate the group of survivors they have been tirelessly searching for. Among the survivors is a member of the Mole Rats, who lightheartedly refers to the Samsara team as the Power Rangers. This moment of levity, amidst the dire circumstances, is a testament to the resilience and camaraderie often found in the face of adversity. However, the situation remains critical. The team soon notices leeches beginning to emerge from cracks in the walls, a reminder of the ever-present dangers within Site-13. This development prompts a swift shift in the team's objectives. The mission now transitions from search to rescue, with the primary goal being the safe extraction of the survivors from the perilous environment. The appearance of the leeches adds urgency to the rescue operation, as these entities represent a potential threat to the safety of both the Samsara team and the survivors. In response, the team must quickly strategize and execute a plan to evacuate the survivors, navigating the complex and hazardous terrain of Site-13 while contending with the various anomalies that continue to emerge. This phase of the mission underscores the challenging and dynamic nature of operations within the SCP-Foundation, where adaptability, quick decision-making, and a focus on preserving human life are paramount. The rescue operation swiftly transitions into its critical phase as the Samsara team begins the extraction process. They are tasked with leading a substantial group to safety. 11 members of various mobile task forces, including their own, and 27 staff members from Site-13. Among this group, several individuals have sustained significant injuries, adding complexity and urgency to the rescue effort. To facilitate a successful evacuation, the team formulates a strategic plan centered around the Thresher device, a key element within the facility known for its reality-altering capabilities. Their objective is to temporarily reduce or modulate the power supplied to the Thresher device. This action, they hypothesize, could temporarily stabilize the local reality within Site-13, creating a window of opportunity to establish a safe and stable route to the surface. The plan to interact with the Thresher device is ambitious and fraught with risk, given the device's potential impact on the fabric of reality and the unknown consequences of altering its power levels. However, it represents the best chance of creating a viable escape path for the large group of survivors, many of whom are in no condition to navigate the treacherous and unpredictable environment of the facility without such intervention. As the team proceeds with this high-stakes operation, they must carefully balance the timing and execution of their plan, ensuring that the route to the surface remains stable long enough for everyone to evacuate safely. This phase of the mission highlights the Samsara team's tactical acumen and their ability to devise and implement complex plans under pressure, all while prioritizing the safety and well-being of the survivors in their care. Recognizing the potential dangers associated with the Thresher device, the team concludes that attempting to destroy it would be too risky, likely resulting in catastrophic consequences, including their own demise. The intricate and unpredictable nature of the device's influence on reality means that any abrupt or forceful interference could lead to dire outcomes for the entire facility and its occupants. With this understanding, the group initiates their carefully planned movement towards the Thresher device. The Samsara team, with their specialized skills and equipment, takes the lead in this critical extraction effort. As they progress, they face the grim task of eliminating the leeches that emerge in their path. These creatures, with their hazardous and unpredictable nature, represent a significant threat to the group's safety. The situation intensifies when they encounter the floating humanoid entity previously observed by the drone. This entity, known for its ability to distort reality and manipulate its surroundings, poses a formidable challenge. In a display of tactical coordination and firepower, the Samsara team engages the entity. Utilizing a barrage of bullets and incendiary rounds, they manage to neutralize it, a crucial action in ensuring the safety of the group. This encounter with the floating humanoid entity and the subsequent firefight demonstrate the harsh realities of navigating Site-13. Each step of the extraction process is fraught with danger, requiring the team to be constantly vigilant and ready to respond to threats. The successful neutralization of the entity is a testament to the Samsara team's combat proficiency and their unwavering commitment to the mission as they continue to shepherd the survivors through the perilous and unpredictable environment of the facility. In the immediate aftermath of the intense confrontation with the floating humanoid entity, the situation within Site-13 takes yet another unexpected turn. The floor beneath where the entity fell gives way, collapsing to reveal a new and horrifying anomaly lurking beneath. Emerging from the depths is a long, slick creature, an embodiment of nightmarish imagery. Its body is covered in countless eyes, each one adding to its eerie and unsettling appearance. The creature's mouth, filled with sharp, pointy teeth, conveys a sense of primal danger and aggression. In a grotesque display of its predatory nature, this monstrous entity proceeds to consume the corpse of the humanoid entity, further highlighting the dangerous and unpredictable ecosystem within the facility. As this scene unfolds, a large swarm of leeches is suddenly propelled towards the group, adding to the chaos and heightening the sense of threat. Reacting swiftly to this new danger, two members of the Samsara team step forward to provide covering fire. Their rapid response and strategic use of firepower create a defensive barrier, allowing the rest of the group to retreat and regroup. This retreat is not a surrender, but a tactical decision to take an alternate route, one that might offer safer passage. The Samsara team's ability to quickly assess and adapt to rapidly evolving situations is crucial in navigating the hazards of Site-13. Their protective actions ensure the safety of the group, particularly the injured and vulnerable among the survivors, as they continue to navigate the treacherous and anomaly-ridden environment of the facility. The mission remains a precarious balance between combat, strategy, and the unwavering goal of securing a safe escape for all. The group's perilous journey through Site-13 continues as they enter a hallway and encounter yet another anomaly, a cloud of crystal butterflies, identified as SCP-553. These entities, while seemingly delicate, pose a significant threat due to their anomalous nature and potential for harm. In a selfless act of bravery, the Samsara captain steps forward to confront SCP-553 directly. Armed with a flamethrower, he engages the swarm of crystal butterflies. This intense encounter involves a fierce battle, with the captain utilizing the flamethrower to effectively shred and scorch the swarm. However, this act of heroism comes at a great personal cost. The captain sustains severe injuries in the process, with much of his flesh being damaged by the flames and the defensive actions of SCP-553. Despite these challenges, the group presses on, driven by their mission to reach the Thresher device. They soon find themselves in front of a locked door leading to the Thresher wing, a critical checkpoint in their journey. However, the door proves to be an insurmountable barrier, as they are unable to open it through conventional means. In a twist of events, the door unexpectedly unlocks on its own. This surprising development is accompanied by the appearance of the figure previously identified as Bobble the Clown on a nearby monitor. The figure's presence on the screen is marked by a haunting laughter, suggesting that it may have been responsible for unlocking the door. This encounter with the figure, once Bobble the Clown, adds a layer of mystery and intrigue to the mission. It raises questions about the figure's intentions, capabilities, and its role in the events unfolding within Site-13. The appearance of this figure, along with its seemingly intentional assistance, adds another enigmatic element to the Samsara team's mission. As they continue their journey through the facility, they must remain vigilant, prepared for the unexpected and cautious of the potentially deceptive nature of the anomalies and entities they encounter. Upon entering the room, the group is confronted with the sight of the Thresher device, the critical target of their mission. However, accessing the device proves to be a challenge, as it is encircled by hundreds of small flying creatures, adding a new layer of complexity and danger to the situation. As the team deliberates on how best to approach the Thresher device amidst this swarm, their situation rapidly escalates. Without warning, a section of the nearby wall collapses, revealing the return of the many-eyed creature they had encountered earlier. This sudden appearance adds a heightened sense of chaos and urgency to the already tense environment. In an unexpected turn of events, the small flying creatures shift their attention from the group to the newly arrived many-eyed entity. They descend upon it in an aggressive manner, seemingly intent on attacking it. The many-eyed creature responds to this assault with its own formidable capabilities. It utilizes long tentacles, previously unseen, to defend itself against the swarm, capturing and devouring the small creatures with remarkable efficiency. This encounter between the many-eyed creature and the swarm of flying entities provides a brief distraction, offering the Samsara team and the survivors a window of opportunity. The team must quickly decide how to capitalize on this momentary shift in focus, determining the most effective way to interact with the Thresher device while navigating the volatile dynamics unfolding in the room. The situation exemplifies the unpredictable nature of Site-13, where the presence of multiple anomalous entities can lead to sudden and dramatic shifts in the environment and threat level. In the midst of their crucial task of manipulating the Thresher device, the team faces yet another unforeseen and perilous complication. A section of the floor gives way unexpectedly, revealing the emergence of another long-tentacled entity from below. This sudden development thrusts the team into an intense and chaotic battle for survival. The Mobile Task Force members, drawing upon their training and resilience, engage in a fierce confrontation with these daunting adversaries. The situation is fraught with danger, and in the heat of this intense skirmish, one of the team members tragically loses their life. This loss underscores the high stakes and lethal nature of the mission within Site-13. Despite this setback, the team remains focused on their objective. Amidst the chaos, they continue to work on the Thresher device, a task requiring concentration and technical expertise even in the midst of conflict. Their efforts to manipulate the device are crucial to stabilizing the area and creating a path to safety. Eventually, their determination and combat prowess begin to turn the tide of the battle. They succeed in forcing the larger entities to retreat, regaining control of the situation. With the primary threats neutralized or driven away, the team then methodically eliminates the remaining smaller creatures, clearing the area around the Thresher device. This intense sequence of events highlights the team's ability to balance strategic objectives with the immediate demands of combat. Their successful manipulation of the Thresher device, combined with their effective defense against multiple anomalous entities, marks a significant milestone in their mission. Having secured the area and neutralized the immediate threats, the team is now poised to continue their efforts to stabilize the environment and ensure the safe extraction of the survivors from the treacherous depths of Site-13. As the team successfully manipulates the Thresher device, reducing its power to stabilize the local reality, Site-13 responds with a violent upheaval. The entire facility is gripped by a series of rumblings and shakes, indicative of profound structural stress or a reaction to the changes inflicted on the Thresher device. This tumultuous response is punctuated by loud, screeching noises, a cacophony of mechanical and unidentifiable sounds that resonate through the corridors, adding to the atmosphere of urgency and chaos. Recognizing that this is their critical window of opportunity, the team prepares for their final ascent out of the facility. With the Thresher device now operating at low power and the immediate area seemingly stabilized, their focus shifts to escaping Site-13's treacherous depths. The team is hopeful that they will rendezvous with the other two members of Samsara during their ascent, aiming to regroup and strengthen their numbers for the journey upward. As they commence their movement, the team soon encounters SCP-2316, a formidable cognitohazard known for its deceptive and dangerous nature. SCP-2316 manifests as bodies in the water which the observer recognizes, a haunting and disturbing image that poses a significant psychological threat. The presence of SCP-2316 adds a layer of complexity to their escape, as the team must navigate not only the physical obstacles of the facility, but also the mental and perceptual challenges posed by such a potent cognitohazard. This encounter with SCP-2316 underscores the multifaceted dangers of Site-13, where threats can come in both physical and cognitive forms. As the team continues their ascent, they must remain vigilant and mentally prepared to confront and overcome the diverse array of anomalies that inhabit the facility. Their journey out of Site-13 is not just a physical escape, but also a test of their mental resilience and strategic acumen in the face of some of the most challenging and enigmatic entities contained within the SCP Foundation. Maintaining their focus and determination, the Samsara team skillfully guides the group through the tumultuous environment of Site-13. Their journey leads them into a large garage area, a space that presents a new and unexpected challenge. Here, they are confronted by a massive mechanical construct, an imposing and intricate assembly of machinery that dominates the space. The situation takes an even more surreal turn when they realize that this colossal construct is being controlled by SCP-1370, a known entity within the SCP Foundation. SCP-1370, often characterized by its grandiose and menacing declarations, confronts the group with a theatrical display of intimidation. It proclaims itself to be the Herald of Destruction, a self-aggrandizing title intended to instill fear and assert dominance. Despite SCP-1370's attempts to intimidate, its reputation within the Foundation often includes a note of ineffectuality, undermining the seriousness of its threats. This understanding allows the Samsara team to assess the situation with a level of composure and strategic foresight. They recognize the need to navigate this encounter carefully, balancing the potential threat posed by the mechanical construct with the knowledge of SCP-1370's typical behavior. As the team confronts this new obstacle, they must decide on the best course of action to bypass or neutralize the mechanical construct and continue their ascent out of Site-13. The encounter with SCP-1370 and its controlled construct illustrates the diverse and often unpredictable nature of the anomalies within the facility, challenging the team to adapt quickly and effectively to each new situation they face. In response to the threat posed by the mechanical construct controlled by SCP-1370, the Samsara team acts with swift efficiency. One of the Samsara members, leveraging their superior combat skills and technological enhancements, quickly neutralizes SCP-1370, the small robot at the helm of the construct. This decisive action dismantles the immediate threat, allowing the group to continue their journey without the hindrance of the mechanical monstrosity. As they progress, the team's situation takes a positive turn when they successfully rendezvous with the other two members of Samsara. This reunion bolsters their strength and morale, providing a much-needed consolidation of their forces as they navigate the perilous depths of Site-13. However, any sense of relief is short-lived. Suddenly, a massive crashing sound reverberates from below, signaling further instability within the facility. The floor beneath them begins to buckle under the strain, a clear indication of imminent structural collapse. Faced with this new danger, the group is forced to flee in haste. During this chaotic escape, the harsh reality of their situation is brought into sharp focus as they suffer a tragic loss. One of the researchers, unable to keep pace or caught off guard by the rapidly deteriorating environment, is lost in the process. This loss is a somber reminder of the relentless hazards that pervade Site-13 and the high stakes of the team's mission. Despite this setback, the group must press on, driven by the imperative to escape and the urgency of their situation. The Samsara team leads the remaining survivors, navigating through the facility's collapsing infrastructure and ever-present dangers as they make their final push towards the surface and safety. As the group navigates away from the buckling floor, a harrowing sight unfolds below them. At the bottom of a massive, gaping hole, they glimpse an immense black mass. This daunting entity is completely covered in red eyes, creating a vision of nightmarish proportions. Extending from this central mass are several other large appendages, suggesting a creature of colossal size and complexity. Given the descriptions and histories encountered earlier in their mission, the team surmises that this terrifying entity might be Elijah, known as the Leech Boy. This realization adds a layer of understanding to the encounter, yet does little to diminish its terror. Elijah's transformation into this monstrous form is a stark representation of the profound and disturbing anomalies that inhabit Site-13. In a desperate bid for survival, the group flees from this menacing presence. Their escape, however, is fraught with danger as they are pursued through the facility by black tendrils emanating from the hole. These tendrils, extensions of Elijah, add a relentless and terrifying obstacle to their already perilous journey. Amidst this chaos, the group faces a dire predicament. They find themselves trapped, with no apparent route to ascend and escape the depths of the facility. This situation underscores the extreme challenges and hazards that the team has been contending with throughout their mission. As they confront this new obstacle, the Samsara team must quickly devise a strategy to overcome this impasse, navigating not only the physical barriers of the facility, but also the ever-present and deadly threat posed by the transformed Elijah and his tendrils. The mission now hinges on their ability to find a way to ascend from the depths of Site-13, outmaneuvering the monstrous entity and securing a path to safety for themselves and the remaining survivors. In a critical decision to navigate their perilous situation, one of the Mole Rats members, drawing on their knowledge of the facility, suggests an unexpected but potentially viable course of action. They propose to delve even deeper into Site-13, leading the group to a massive containment chamber. This strategic move, while counterintuitive, is based on the understanding that the chamber might provide a crucial access point for escape. Upon reaching the containment chamber, the group quickly implements a plan to maximize their chances of survival and escape. The civilians in the group are directed to the far end of the chamber, where there is an access point that could lead them upward to the power station and, ultimately, out of the facility. This route offers the safest passage for those least equipped to confront the facility's dangers. Meanwhile, the mobile task forces, including the Samsara and remaining Mole Rats members, prepare to provide cover for the civilians. Their role is to ensure the protection and safe passage of the group, a task that involves holding off any threats that might emerge during the escape attempt. As they initiate this plan, their situation escalates dramatically. A huge wall within the chamber suddenly breaks down, revealing the entrance of an enormous entity. Towering at an astounding height of 200 meters, the Leech Boy, now transformed into a monstrous version of his former self, enters the room. This appearance of the gargantuan Leech Boy intensifies the danger of the situation, presenting a formidable challenge that the mobile task forces must confront. The team is now faced with a dual objective: to ensure the safe evacuation of the civilians through the access point, and to engage in a potentially perilous confrontation with the colossal Leech Boy. This moment represents a critical juncture in their mission, requiring a combination of tactical defense, strategic maneuvering, and unwavering courage to navigate the threats and successfully lead the group to safety. In a startling and grotesque detail, the team observes a naked human woman fused to the tongue of the colossal Leech Boy, a disturbing manifestation of the creature's anomalous nature. This fusion of human and monstrous elements adds a layer of horror to the already daunting figure of the Leech Boy. The situation reaches a fever pitch when the Leech Boy emits a piercing scream, a sound that resonates throughout the chamber, amplifying the intensity of the moment. In response, the mobile task forces, including the Samsara and Mole Rats, launch a full-scale assault on the creature. They unleash their entire arsenal, employing a barrage of firepower in an attempt to neutralize this massive threat. The scene becomes a chaotic maelstrom of gunfire and incendiary rounds as the team fights to subdue the towering Leech Boy. Simultaneously, amidst the chaos of the battle, a few members of the mobile task forces undertake a crucial task. They focus their efforts on opening two massive containment doors within the chamber. After intense and concerted effort, they succeed in unlocking these doors. This action unleashes two of the most powerful entities contained within Site-13, adding a new and unpredictable element to the already tumultuous situation. The release of these formidable entities represents a high-stakes gamble by the team. Their hope is that these newly freed anomalies will either assist in the fight against the Leech Boy or create a diversion, allowing the group to escape. This moment underscores the desperate and risky nature of their mission, as the team is forced to make bold decisions in the face of overwhelming odds. As the battle continues to rage and new players enter the fray, the fate of the group and their mission hangs in the balance, dependent on the outcome of this audacious and daring strategy. In a dramatic turn of events, the two massive containment doors open to reveal the presence of two extraordinarily powerful entities, each unique and awe-inspiring in its own right. The first entity to emerge is SCP-001, known as the Gate Guardian. This entity is a colossal figure, exuding an aura of immense power and authority. Its most striking feature is its large, majestic wings, which lend it an almost angelic or divine appearance. In its hands, it wields a massive sword, reinforcing its formidable presence. The appearance of SCP-001, with its imposing stature and weaponry, suggests a being of significant power and potential. The second entity is SCP-2845, an anomaly that bears a resemblance to a deer, but with distinct and unsettling differences. It possesses a ring of ice and metal that rotates continuously behind its head, creating an otherworldly and hypnotic visual. This unusual feature, combined with its deer-like form, gives SCP-2845 an appearance that is both familiar and deeply alien, marking it as a creature of significant anomalous capabilities. The release of these two entities, SCP-001 and SCP-2845, into the fray adds a new level of complexity and unpredictability to the situation. Their involvement could potentially shift the balance of the confrontation with the Leech Boy, either aiding the mobile task forces in their battle or adding to the chaos and danger of the situation. As the team braces for the impact of these new players in the conflict, the dynamics of the battle are poised to change dramatically. The introduction of SCP-001 and SCP-2845 represents a high-risk strategy by the team, reflecting the desperate measures required to navigate the perilous and unpredictable environment of Site-13 and to secure a path to safety for themselves and the survivors. Upon their release, the true might of SCP-001, the Gate Guardian, and SCP-2845, the anomalous deer-like entity, is swiftly revealed, marking a pivotal moment in the unfolding chaos of Site-13. SCP-001 wields its enormous, fiery sword with a power that seems to transcend the limits of the physical world. Anything that comes within its vicinity is at risk of being obliterated by this blazing weapon, a testament to its immense destructive capabilities. The Guardian's presence alone, with its towering figure and fiery blade, exudes a sense of awe and formidable strength. Simultaneously, SCP-2845 demonstrates its own extraordinary abilities. It possesses the power to transmute and reconstruct matter at will, an ability that defies the laws of physics as understood by conventional science. This power to alter the very fabric of matter makes SCP-2845 an equally formidable force in the conflict. With these two powerful entities now active, an unimaginable battle ensues. The Leech Boy, SCP-001, and SCP-2845 engage in a titanic confrontation, each unleashing their unique and formidable powers. The scale and intensity of this battle are beyond anything previously witnessed within the confines of Site-13. Amidst this epic clash of anomalies, the mobile task forces seize the opportunity to escape. They quickly navigate towards the location of the civilians, aiming to lead them to safety. The team's priority shifts to evacuation as they capitalize on the distraction provided by the battle between these colossal entities. As they maneuver through the chaos, the team is acutely aware of the critical nature of their mission. Their goal is clear: to guide the survivors out of the facility, away from the catastrophic battle unfolding behind them, and towards the hope of rescue and safety. This moment underscores the relentless danger and unpredictability of Site-13 as the team confronts the monumental task of leading an escape amidst a conflict of unimaginable scale and power. In their desperate ascent towards safety, the group faces yet another perilous setback. Their path upward is violently disrupted as metallic cylinders crash through the structure, causing extensive damage to the stairway. This sudden and destructive event adds to the already chaotic environment, complicating their escape. Amid this turmoil, tragedy strikes. The Samsara captain, leading the charge and ensuring the safety of the group, is fatally injured by the falling debris. This loss is a heavy blow to the team, robbing them of a key figure in their mission, and it serves as a stark reminder of the relentless dangers within Site-13. In the wake of this loss, the leader of the Mole Rats makes a courageous and selfless decision. She volunteers to stay behind, intending to delay any pursuing threats and buy crucial time for the rest of the group to escape. Her decision is a testament to the bravery and sacrifice often required in the line of duty within the SCP Foundation. This noble act of sacrifice is not undertaken alone. One of the Samsara members, recognizing the gravity of the situation and the necessity of the Mole Rat leader's plan, decides to join her. Together, they form a last line of defense, holding back potential dangers to ensure the group's successful escape. As the rest of the group, now without their Samsara captain and two of their protectors, continues their ascent, they face the final leg of their journey fraught with grief, determination, and hope. The decision of the Mole Rat leader and the Samsara member to stay behind is a poignant moment of heroism, exemplifying the unwavering commitment and selflessness that define the operatives within the SCP Foundation. Their sacrifice paves the way for the survivors to reach the surface, each step closer to safety marked by the bravery and resolve of those who risked everything to protect them. In a final act of defiance and sacrifice, the two mobile task force members who chose to stay behind, one from Samsara and the Mole Rats captain, make their way back to the Thresher device. Their plan is audacious and desperate: to turn the device to full power, a move that could have unpredictable and potentially catastrophic consequences. As they reach the Thresher device, the atmosphere is charged with a sense of impending doom. The Mole Rats captain, in a state of frenzied determination, unleashes a barrage of gunfire at the Leech Boy, her laughter echoing hysterically in the midst of chaos. This moment encapsulates the intensity and desperation of their situation as they face overwhelming odds with fierce resolve. Above ground, the survivors and the remaining members of the rescue team hear a deafening, crackling sound that pierces the air. It's a harbinger of the monumental event unfolding below. The area surrounding the facility begins to visibly distort, a visual manifestation of the Thresher device's reality-altering power being unleashed at full capacity. In an instant, Site-13 vanishes, obliterated in a cataclysmic event. What remains is an immense crater, a gaping void where the facility once stood. This dramatic conclusion to the operation at Site-13 is a testament to the extreme measures taken by the MTF members in their final moments. a decision made to prevent further catastrophe or to put an end to the horrors of Site-13. The disappearance of Site-13 and the creation of the crater are the final echoes of a battle fought against unimaginable anomalies and dangers. The sacrifices made by the Samsara member and the Mole Rats captain will be remembered as acts of extraordinary bravery, a final stand to secure the safety of the survivors and to contain the threats within Site-13, whatever the cost. Their actions epitomize the SCP Foundation's commitment to securing, containing, and protecting, even in the face of overwhelming adversity. Following the dramatic and catastrophic events at Site-13, a somber quiet settles over the operation. No further transmissions are received from the site, signaling an end to the immediate crisis. In the wake of this silence, SCP-1730 is officially marked as neutralized by the SCP Foundation. This designation marks the closure of a chapter filled with danger, sacrifice, and the unknown. The aftermath of the operation brings with it the necessary but challenging process of debriefing. Each surviving member of the rescue teams carries the weight of their experiences, evident in their demeanor and responses. A member of the Game Wardens, deeply affected by the ordeal, shows signs of severe trauma, a reflection of the psychological toll that such missions can exact on even the most seasoned operatives. Contrastingly, the captain of Samsara, while acknowledging the mission's success in neutralizing the threat and rescuing the survivors, carries a sense of mournfulness. His somber attitude is particularly focused on the loss of the Mole Rats' leader, whose sacrifice played a crucial role in the mission's outcome. This loss resonates deeply with him, serving as a poignant reminder of the personal costs and sacrifices inherent in the Foundation's work. The debriefing session is not just a procedural conclusion to the mission, but also a moment of reflection and acknowledgement of the bravery, challenges, and losses faced by the team. It highlights the complex emotions and experiences of those who operate in the shadows of the SCP Foundation, undertaking missions that test the limits of human endurance and resilience. The closure provided by the debriefing offers a moment for the team to process their experiences, grieve their losses, and prepare for the inevitable challenges that lie ahead in their ongoing commitment to securing, containing, and protecting. In the aftermath of the operation, the experiences and perspectives shared by the members of the rescue teams during their debriefing paint a vivid picture of the harrowing and enigmatic nature of their mission in Site-13. One particularly intriguing account comes from a member of the Game Wardens who, despite losing their legs in an encounter with an anomaly, still possesses the sensation of standing on them. This phenomenon extends beyond the typical phantom limb experience, as the team member describes not just the feeling of having legs, but also the occasional sensation of something wet and furry brushing against them. This description suggests a lingering, unexplained connection with the anomalous event that led to the loss of their legs, hinting at the complex and enduring effects of encounters with anomalies within the SCP Foundation. Further insights are revealed during the interview with the Samsara team member who accompanied the Mole Rats captain in their final moments. This member recounts their decision to go to a server room and intentionally disable their cameras. This action was prompted by a vision they experienced, which they believed to be a cognitohazard, a perception-altering threat. Their choice to disable the cameras was a precautionary measure to prevent the potential spread or recording of this hazardous vision, highlighting the constant vigilance and quick decision-making required in the face of the unpredictable and often dangerous anomalies encountered by SCP operatives. These personal accounts contribute to a deeper understanding of the complexities and challenges faced by those who engage in the containment and neutralization of anomalies. They underscore the lasting impact of such missions on the individuals involved, both physically and psychologically, and the unwavering commitment of SCP Foundation personnel in confronting and managing the unknown and the perilous. The Samsara team members' recounting of the vision experienced in the server room adds a chilling and vivid layer to the narrative of the mission at Site-13. According to their account, they found themselves standing on a precipice, overlooking an immense and horrifying expanse. This vast area was filled with countless human figures, each emitting screams of anguish. A particularly haunting detail of this vision was that all of these figures were missing their hands, adding a sense of mutilation and despair to the scene. Above this nightmarish landscape, the sky appeared to be in turmoil. burning with an intensity that suggested destruction and chaos on a cosmic scale. The vision then escalated in its apocalyptic imagery. A falling star descended upon the scene, scorching billions of corpses that littered the ground. This celestial event, with its destructive impact, evoked a sense of finality and cataclysm. At the center of this falling star, the Samsara member recognized the many-armed entity they had encountered earlier in the facility. Its presence in the midst of the star, amidst the devastation, suggested a significant connection or symbolism to the events unfolding in the vision. This vision, as described by the team member, was believed to be a cognito-hazard, potentially meant to induce fear, disorientation, or manipulation of perception. The decision to disable the cameras in the server room was a precautionary measure to prevent the potential spread or recording of this hazardous vision, reflecting the team's understanding of the dangers posed by such cognitive anomalies. The vivid and disturbing nature of the vision highlights the psychological and existential challenges faced by SCP operatives. Encounters with anomalies can extend beyond physical threats, delving into the realms of the mind and the subconscious, presenting operatives with experiences that test the limits of their understanding and resilience. The Samsara team members' account of the visions experienced in the server room takes on an even more profound and unsettling dimension. They describe seeing bewildering and apocalyptic images, coils of fire intertwining in a dance of destruction, and tumultuous storms made not of weather but of innumerable souls, each caught in a maelstrom of despair. More ominously, the vision presented an image of a gaping hole at the very center of the universe, symbolizing a void or an abyss of incomprehensible depth and darkness. Accompanying this cosmic anomaly was the presence of a godlike figure, one that embodied the essence of nightmares, a being of unimaginable power and terror. Faced with these harrowing images, the Samsara team member instinctively looked away, a reaction to the overwhelming and disturbing nature of the vision. However, the Mole Rat's captain responded differently. She continued to watch, absorbing the full impact of the vision. Following this experience, her actions took a drastic turn. She proceeded to the Thresher device and activated it. As she did so, she expressed a desperate need to bury the things she saw in darkness, her words intermingled with both laughter and tears. This reaction suggests a profound psychological impact, a mixture of horror and resolve stirred by the vision. Her decision to activate the Thresher device, a risky and drastic measure, was likely influenced by the desire to prevent the realization of the nightmarish visions, or to somehow contain their impact. This moment, marked by her emotional response of laughter and tears, highlights the extreme psychological burden that encounters with anomalies can impose on SCP operatives. It underscores the depth of sacrifice and the weight of decisions made in the face of the unknown, as they confront horrors that challenge the very fabric of reality and sanity. The debriefing process concludes with a crucial interview with Dr. Scott, who held the position of Assistant Director of Temporal Studies at Site-13. Dr. Scott's testimony provides invaluable insights, offering not only a detailed history of Site-13, but also shedding light on the alternate timeline and reality from which he originates. According to Dr. Scott, the genesis of Site-13 can be traced back to a significant event in the SCP Foundation's history. The Foundation recovered the body of an immense sea creature, an entity of such size and anomalous nature that conventional containment measures were deemed inadequate. This presented a unique challenge, necessitating the creation of a specialized facility. In response to this need, plans were formulated for Site-13. The facility was to be constructed in a remote location in Alaska, chosen for its isolation and the reduced risk of public exposure. Dr. Scott notes that Site-13 was envisioned to be larger than any other Foundation facility of that time, a testament to the scale of the containment challenges it was designed to address. This background information on Site-13, as provided by Dr. Scott, offers a broader context for understanding the facility's purpose and the extraordinary measures taken in its design and construction. It also highlights the dynamic and evolving nature of the SCP Foundation's operations as they adapt to the ever-changing landscape of anomalies and containment requirements. Dr. Scott's account from his alternate timeline perspective adds a layer of complexity to the narrative of Site-13, illustrating the multifaceted and often interdimensional challenges faced by the Foundation. Dr. Scott's interview continues to unravel the complex history of Site-13, detailing pivotal events that shaped its destiny and the relationship between the SCP Foundation and external entities. A critical turning point occurred when a catastrophic event deeply impacted the Foundation's operations. A terrorist, exploiting an anomalous entity, orchestrated a massive explosion that resulted in thousands of casualties. This tragic incident had far-reaching consequences, one of which was a severe response from the U.S. government. In the aftermath, the government made the decision to withdraw all funding from the SCP Foundation, a move that significantly affected the organization's resources and capabilities. In the midst of this upheaval, a notable political shift occurred that further influenced the landscape of anomalous research and containment. Paul Manafort, a former staff member of President Dole, was appointed as the Secretary General of the Global Occult Coalition. This appointment marked a significant change in the leadership and direction of the GOC. Recognizing the need for collaboration in the face of reduced support and increased challenges, Manafort orchestrated a partnership between the GOC and the SCP Foundation. This alliance represented a strategic move to pool resources, share knowledge, and coordinate efforts in managing and containing anomalous entities and events. The partnership between these two powerful organizations highlighted a new era of cooperation, driven by necessity and the shared goal of safeguarding humanity from the dangers posed by anomalies. Dr. Scott's account of these events provides a broader understanding of the geopolitical and organizational dynamics that influence the operations of the SCP Foundation and the Global Occult Coalition. It sheds light on the challenges and adaptations faced by these organizations in response to external pressures and catastrophic events, illustrating the complex interplay between global politics, security concerns, and the management of the anomalous. Dr. Scott's narrative further delves into the evolving dynamics between the Global Occult Coalition, GOC, and the SCP Foundation, revealing a significant shift in power and influence. Over time, the GOC, under the leadership of Paul Manafort, gradually assumed a position of control over the Foundation. This transition marked a pivotal change in the operation and management of the SCP Foundation, altering its trajectory and strategic priorities. As a result of this new alignment and the influential role of the GOC, the Foundation once again began to receive funding, not only from the US government, but also from the United Nations. This influx of resources signified a restoration of support and recognition at a global level, reflecting the critical role of the Foundation in managing global anomalous threats. In this context, Site-13 emerged as the premier containment facility of the SCP Foundation. Its importance was reflected in the continuous expansion and enhancement of its capabilities, positioning it as a central hub for the containment and study of high-risk anomalies. A significant development in the history of Site-13 was the appointment of Emerson as the site director. Under Emerson's direction, Site-13 underwent numerous changes, but not all were for the better. Dr. Scott hints at a darker aspect of Emerson's tenure, suggesting that he was responsible for initiating a series of terrible things at the facility. Intriguingly, these actions are implied to have been carried out under direct orders from Manafort, indicating a possible alignment of interests or objectives between the site director and the Secretary General of the GOC. This part of Dr. Scott's interview sheds light on the complex and often morally ambiguous decisions made within the SCP Foundation, particularly under the influence of external powers like the GOC. It highlights the challenges of navigating the ethical and operational dilemmas inherent in the containment of anomalies, especially in a facility as significant and influential as Site-13. The narrative suggests a landscape where political, organizational, and ethical factors intertwine, shaping the actions and decisions of key figures within the Foundation and its affiliated entities. Dr. Scott's account reveals further unsettling details about the operations and practices at Site-13, particularly regarding the use of the incinerator and the treatment of anomalous entities. Initially, the incinerator was constructed with a singular purpose: to dispose of the massive sea creature whose body had been the catalyst for Site-13's creation. However, over time, its use dramatically expanded beyond this original intent. Under the direction of Emerson, the incinerator became a tool for disposing of not just the sea creature, but a wide range of entities and materials. This shift marked a significant escalation in the facility's containment practices, reflecting a more aggressive and utilitarian approach to anomaly management. Furthermore, Dr. Scott details the disturbing turn towards invasive and unethical experimentation at Site-13. Anomalous creatures and humanoids were subjected to vivisections and other forms of invasive testing, practices that raised serious ethical concerns. These actions indicated a departure from standard containment protocols and a disregard for the welfare of sentient or potentially sentient beings. The SCP Foundation's Ethics Committee, recognizing the gravity of these practices, attempted to intervene. However, their efforts to curtail these activities were met with extreme resistance. In a shocking and violent act, the chairman of the Ethics Committee was forcibly removed from his position and executed under the accusation of being a traitor. This incident underscored the extent of the corruption and moral decay within the leadership at Site-13, where dissenting voices were silenced and ethical considerations were overridden by a ruthless pursuit of objectives. Dr. Scott's revelations paint a grim picture of Site-13 under Emerson's directorship, where the boundaries of ethical research and containment were crossed in the name of efficiency and expediency. This period in the facility's history reflects a troubling era in the SCP Foundation, marked by controversial decisions and actions that had profound implications for the organization's principles and integrity. Dr. Scott's testimony sheds light on the increasingly fraught and morally ambiguous atmosphere at Site-13, highlighting the justification often used for the facility's extreme practices. The phrase, "for the greater good," became a common refrain within Site-13, used to rationalize the facility's escalating and often questionable actions. This justification was employed to defend practices that stretched or outright violated ethical boundaries in the name of containment and security. In a particularly startling revelation, Dr. Scott mentions that they supposedly contained an entity believed to be the Abrahamic God, possibly alluding to SCP-343. However, he expresses uncertainty about the specifics of this containment, indicating a degree of ambiguity or secrecy surrounding the event. This claim, if true, suggests a significant and potentially controversial achievement for the Foundation, further complicating the ethical and existential implications of their work. Dr. Scott also recounts the harsh treatment of Dr. Hadley, a notable figure who opposed Emerson's increasingly extreme directives. Her dissent led to a brutal reprisal from the guards at Site-13, resulting in a vicious assault one night. This attack caused severe psychological trauma, damaging her mind. Tragically, it was this trauma that led Dr. Hadley to inadvertently cause a major containment breach at the facility. This breach likely contributed to the subsequent chaos and disaster that unfolded at Site-13. The narrative presented by Dr. Scott portrays a period of intense turmoil and ethical decline within Site-13. It highlights the dangerous consequences of unchecked power and the erosion of moral principles in the face of perceived security needs. The story of Dr. Hadley, in particular, serves as a poignant example of the human cost of such an environment, where opposition to the prevailing order resulted in tragic outcomes. Dr. Scott's account continues to unravel the critical events leading up to the crisis at Site-13, detailing a pivotal interaction with Emerson, the site director. As the situation at Site-13 deteriorated following Dr. Hadley's induced containment breach, Emerson approached Dr. Scott with a desperate and controversial request. He urged Scott to activate the highly experimental Thresher device, a decision fraught with uncertainty and danger. The Thresher device, known for its potential to manipulate and warp reality, was considered a last resort due to its experimental nature and the unpredictable consequences of its activation. Faced with this morally and ethically dubious demand, Dr. Scott made the courageous decision to refuse Emerson's order. Recognizing the potential for catastrophic outcomes, he chose instead to prioritize the safety of his team and himself. In a bid for survival and moral integrity, Dr. Scott attempted to flee, gathering his team in an effort to evacuate the facility. However, their escape plan was thwarted by a sudden and unforeseen development. Before they could leave Site-13, the Thresher device was activated by someone else, unleashing its reality warping capabilities. This activation marked a turning point in the crisis at Site-13, drastically altering the fabric of reality within the facility and likely contributing to the chaotic and anomalous conditions that ensued. Dr. Scott's narrative provides a first-hand account of the tense and morally complex decisions faced by those within the SCP Foundation, especially in times of crisis. It illustrates the challenges of balancing ethical considerations with the demands of containment and the pressures of leadership in extreme situations. The activation of the Thresher device, against the backdrop of a major containment breach and ethical turmoil, set the stage for the extraordinary and dangerous events that unfolded at Site-13. Dr. Scott reflects on his harrowing experience at Site-13 with a sense of somber gratitude and lingering uncertainty. He acknowledges his survival as a stroke of luck, considering the extreme and volatile conditions that ensued following the activation of the Thresher device. His account conveys a deep sense of disorientation and temporal dislocation caused by the device's reality warping effects. Dr. Scott expresses a haunting uncertainty about the passage of time and the nature of their existence during the crisis. He speculates that they could have been adrift between dimensions for what felt like an eternity, possibly spanning 1,000 years, a reflection of the profound and disorienting impact of the Thresher device's activation. This uncertainty extends to the present and future implications of reactivating the Thresher device. Dr. Scott acknowledges that the consequences of its activation are shrouded in mystery. The device, with its capacity to manipulate reality and distort the fabric of space and time, leaves an unpredictable and unsettled future. It is unclear when and where the effects of the device will ultimately manifest, a concern that underscores the inherent risks and unknowns associated with handling such powerful and experimental technology. Dr. Scott's testimony encapsulates the complex challenges faced by those working within the SCP Foundation, where encounters with the unknown and the manipulation of reality can lead to profound and lasting impacts. His experience at Site-13 is a stark reminder of the delicate balance between control and chaos in the realm of anomalous research and containment, and the enduring consequences of decisions made in the face of unparalleled crises. And that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the chilling and complex saga of SCP-1730, also known as What Happened to Site-13. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey through one of the SCP Foundation's most perplexing and harrowing tales. If you found this exploration into the mysteries and intricacies of Site-13 as fascinating as we did, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to SCP Files for more content like this. Your support helps us keep uncovering and sharing these incredible stories from the SCP universe. Do you have any theories about Site-13 or thoughts on what we discussed today? We love to hear your ideas and interpretations, so please drop a comment below and let's keep the conversation going. Also, remember to hit the bell icon to get notified about our upcoming videos, where we'll continue to explore the vast and enigmatic world of the SCP Foundation. Until next time, keep your curiosity alive and stay safe out there. This is SCP Files, signing off.